Man, let's see. Just one thing real quick. Let's see. What the hell? Okay, come on, work with it. Browser. All right, let's see.
Huh?
Apologies everybody for the delay. I'm having difficulties, as you guys can see.
You sound like the Pacific Ocean. A little choppy.
Let's see. Put Facebook here. This is because we got so many stuff. So I'll tell if you want to. This other one logged in.
What's up, y'all? It is I, Teal, aka Voodoo in Nature, aka Boo Boo Kitty Fucks, aka Miguel, who runs Miguel's Whorehouse, here with Marcus, young Morpheus, for the Political Matrix this week. Yay! We're gonna have some really decent topics today. We're gonna talk about, same shit, different day. Just another episode, and the world is burning, and we're all going to shit. And on this season, episode 36, season 4, we're gonna talk about the autistic man that's running our country, Elon Musk, and all his little secret pacts that he has with all the other fucking villains from the Marvel world that wants to also see our world go to shit. So we're gonna hope that Marcus's internet stops being a dick and his FBI agent let us be great. But y'all know how that go. Oh no, I need to wipe my camera, matter of fact, myself, because I don't like that little glare it's got. There we go. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Let me go ahead into the chat. All right, so I see that chat. Let me get on the YouTube chat on my phone so I can talk to y'all on that too. But first, I'd like to say, how is everybody doing? If y'all want to hop in the chat real quick, give all your hellos and whatnots. I'll be able to see those in just a second. There we go. Oh, all right, here we go. So, what's up? In the Political Matrix, we all fam. Let me fix my lighting because y'all can't see me. The sun's going down in my neck of the woods. Boom, so y'all can see me now. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff today. We're gonna talk about drones. I want to talk about, the 23&Me bankruptcy, especially with the fact that I used to tell all of my friends, don't go out there giving them your motherfucking DNA. And people thought I was fucking crazy and I had a tinfoil hat on. Well, I definitely do wear a tinfoil fitted. New York fitted with the tinfoil brim. But we're gonna talk about the 23&Me. We're gonna talk about a lot of shit today. Okay? Because it's child, we got a lot of shit to talk about. It's been a wild week. Sidebar, if you get a chance, they don't want Marcus to live. Okay, they are not letting my man enjoy his life. So, fuck you, T-Mobile. You back? Marcus, we're gonna have to talk to the people at T-Mobile for real. No.
Jeez, let me try doing something else. Yes, no, man.
Kinda. You can literally sing the Barbara Ann song, and we're only gonna get bar.
Okay.
Barbara Ann. Barbara Ann. I actually learned that song from a black man, and I was like, "Who the fuck do you know named Barbara Ann?" Fucking Beach Boys. Who the hell listen to the Beach Boys? Crazy, crazy work. Crazy. So today's my mom's birthday. This is the second birthday that I've had without her. Don't worry, I'm not sad. I just been crashing out like Kanye on Twitter the last couple of days. So that's a highlight of my week. Um, I know we have first thing on topic. I really want him to come back so we can talk about it. So I won't get too in depth without him being on, but we can let me pull up what we're going to talk about when it comes to Putin's limo exploding. Okay. So I have been saying, I think I said this in the beginning of the year. Y'all probably can quote me when I was doing my 2025 predictions of the year. So far, call me Miss Cleo. I haven't missed yet. Okay. I am Steph Curry with the predictions. No misses. From thank you. Thank you so much. Definitely have happy heavenly birthday to my mommy. She was a dope chick. The dopest, in my opinion. She got on my fucking nerves, but I would take her being able to get on my nerves anytime. But at the beginning of the year on this show, as well as Blunt Force Wisdom, I had explained to my audience that I felt that what we were going to deal with as far as what was going on, we were going to have wild ass natural disasters. We were going to have some assassination attempts and with world leaders or some world leader fuckery. And what was the other thing that I said? Natural disasters, assassination attempts, and then something else. The other one already started. The other one already happened. You can go back and see it in other episodes because I'm not missing on what I've said. But one thing that I did see today was Putin's fucking limo got blown the fuck up. Okay. And so I don't think Putin's not the type to do like publicity stunts. To be honest, you really don't see him unless you need to see him. Kind of like the KGB. You don't see them motherfuckers and they don't get active until it's time for them to get active. You know? So now that I'm seeing that Putin is over here having some issues, it kind of brings to a concern.
All right, can you hear me now?
Hey, yes.
Yeah, I guess I just have to do this shit from my phone. I don't know what it is, but I guess we'll just go ahead. I couldn't hear anything that you were talking about, so catch me
Yeah.
up on what you said so far.
Oh, I just started. I was just bullshitting, and I was talking about the fact that remember when we did my predictions,
Mm-hmm.
and what did I say? I said natural disasters, assassinations, and then the other thing that already happened. I can't even remember right now. But one of them already got taken off. Now we're gonna talk about Putin's
You
limousine.
talked about the other one was death. Somebody was going to die, and then
You're right.
we had that, and the other two things that you talk about, we're talking about today.
Hello, because I am Steph Curry in the paint half court line with the fucking predictions. You can't lie, Marcus. I'm Miss Cleo.
Yeah, you killing it right now. Because uh, the couple of stories that I saw that have really crossed my radar, and until has a couple other things that we're gonna go into also. My
Mhm.
apologies that I ain't gonna be able to go in with all the videos and stuff, and this is gonna be truly almost like podcast because I can't hook y'all up with the videos, but we still got the info, and then y'all can go and do the research and look up these things if you need to see the videos. But the Putin thing, we got to talk about the Putin limo thing. That's
Mhm.
the we don't know exactly what that is, but we'll talk about it. The B2's that are sent to Diego Garcia, that caught my attention. Like, wait a minute, it ain't very often I hear Diego Garcia in the news.
Hmm.
And for those who don't know about Diego Garcia, it is it's a secret base. It's not necessarily secret as in people don't know it exists, but it's secret as in what goes on that base. It is a highly classified base. And in fact, if you're stationed on that base, it's counted as a hardship duty, meaning if you're stationed to 2 years, it's counted as 4 years of your military service
Damn.
it stationed there. So, um, Diego Garcia, I can't. I know that there's certain stuff that were classified when I was in that I can talk about now, but that's one of the areas where I'm still a little fuzzy on what I can say. So I won't say too much about things I know about Diego Garcia, but I'll lay out some things. The other thing, of course, like Till was talking about, the 23&Me bankruptcy. We definitely
Mm-hmm.
got to talk about that. And then the last part that I wanted to talk about, which I've been wanting to go into this for a while, and I got to throw a shout out to Seb Solomon and Ali Alexandra, because these two young ladies were the people who were really putting Peter Thiel in my ear, smart cities, all that stuff. Shout out to Polly, Shadowban Refugee, um, uh, and the whole little crew used to talk to. Well, I still talk to Seb and Allie for the most part. Jack Sith also, but this stuff that we were been talking about with them for years now. A lot of this stuff is coming into fruition, and so I felt at this point now is a good time. Like I've been hearing the name Curtis Yarvin, and ain't really paid it much attention. But I think at this point now, I think I really need to talk about it and kind of go into what I know. And so I knew a little bit going in, and I've spent probably the last maybe month like really trying to find out as much as I can. And I think I've got the gist of what I can talk about with him now. I could go into, I mean, because this dude has been around for a while, and he's posted quite a bit of stuff over the years. So um I'm gonna go from there. But this has been a lot of stuff going on. We had Signalgate happen uh this week. Oh, and I had a couple of stories that I did want to bring up before we really get into everything. You know, prayers out to the people in Thailand. Um,
Facts.
for y'all that don't know, if you haven't been paying attention, it's been a bad, bad, bad earthquake that happened out there, and the death toll I've heard is over 1,000 people, and it could be. They said that the numbers could reach easily over 16, 1,700 dead. So prayers to those people over there that's going on. I mean, I have deep fears about earthquakes over any other natural disaster than any other thing. And so living in a place which everybody's predicted for years that it will be destroyed by like a 7.9 earthquake, which is basically what hit them in Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
terrifies the hell out of me. So I'm telling you, it get a little too shaky out here. Trust me, my ass is moving. I don't care if I just got to get in the car and start driving. But that said, shout out to the people who are out there helping them. I heard China and Russia have been sending over aid. I've heard Indonesia has been helping. So I don't know anything you wanted to say on it, too.
Um, I've watched different videos from different like hotels and stuff over there. Um, it's sad. It's really sad to see. Damn, Japan got hit too. Jesus. Um, it sucks because in my opinion, I feel like it's not time for these type of natural disasters to really be happening. Like spring just sprung. You know what I'm saying? And so that earthquake coming one out of nowhere and two how much destruction it did was just it the magnitude is insane. I watched one overhead from one of their skyscrapers in a pool, and I watched it a couple of times because I like the first time I see it I noticed that the glass barrier of the pool broke because the little floaties started floating off the edge. And I said, damn, when the hell did that break? So I rewound it and I watched it again. And honestly, if the people stayed in that pool maybe even a minute longer, they would have been over the edge too. And it's just crazy that something like that came out of nowhere. People just moseying on down the street, making their way back home, and just some things I want to blame on the government and the evil Marvel villains at Bay, but I can't call this one quite yet. The Thailand thing I can't call quite yet. When it comes to our shit, definitely. I know our weather, I know our area. I wish I've been to Thailand a little bit more than I have, so I can't wait to go back. But I don't think I'm gonna be going back anytime soon. That's how they get their shit.
No, you definitely ain't. Oh
You
yeah,
know.
and no, I didn't say I was leaving Brew Bones behind, Yonina. Calm down.
But yeah, with like she's saying, South Carolina and North Carolina are on fire, as well as Florida. And I said that, I think I said that on Blunt Force for my predictions
Which
for
I
the
said
year.
to Till, which I said to Till before the show, while I was trying to get things up and running. I was like, that's weird as hell to me because I lived in Florida for over a decade, and I don't ever remember no wildfires. I mean, you know how humid Florida is, especially in March going into April, and you're telling me wildfires? Now I know we had controlled burns, that happens, but a wildfire there, man, that seems fishy as hell.
So I told my dad, who really thinks that my dad is so cool, calm, and collected. He listens to my conspiracy theories and he'll be like, okay. But I told my dad months ago, because we play Jeopardy together once a week. I told him months ago, I said, the wildfire in California, I said, they're doing it to clear real estate for these smart cities. I said, just hear me out. So I put it all together between the two billionaires that own all the water rights, how they could have given all these people the water, but they didn't want to because they're millionaires. They don't have to do what they don't want to do. They paid for it. It's their water. How LA, out of all places, has a wildfire. They wouldn't, you don't think that'll happen a little bit farther up on the coast or whatever have you, you know? So I was like, well, watch how they do Florida and South Carolina. They're next. And they're
Oh,
next.
Till, can I throw something in there real quick? Which
Go ahead.
um, I want y'all to. I just want to come back to this. And Yonina, remind me. Fire Chiefs, California. Okay, just remind me that, and then Till, going ahead. Back to you.
I wrote it down. So I predicted, I shouldn't say I predicted it, but it's to a point where, man, I've been trying to write for the powers that be that run our world. I've been trying to write for them for years. I can get on The Simpsons. Like, I really need a job writing what next season's gonna be. Because like I got it written down already. I know what's next. The
Oh,
cities
sorry.
that
Yes,
they're
Cat 83. Yes, Myanmar. That's what I was talking about. My bad.
No, you good. I definitely already knew where they were hitting. If you listen to what they said years ago, they told you where these smart cities were going to go. Now, go and do your research on that. Go look at the videos that they did in 2023, 2024, probably even 2022 when they started doing these smart cities. Vegas doesn't have to have wildfires. They're already a desert. It's got so much free landscape out there anyway. So now, yeah, go look at the other cities that they talked about. They wanted to put a smart city in Myrtle Beach. What's on fire? They
Mm.
wanted to put a smart city in Orlando. What's on fire? They wanted to put the smart city in LA. What burnt the fuck up? You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it's like they told you what they were doing already. If y'all aren't sitting there writing down what the fuck they saying just so you can fact check it later, I don't know what else to tell you. But they telling you in plain sight what they finna do.
Hmm.
Just throwing that out there. Because next thing I know, I mean, shit. I think they said Chicago. What they gonna do in Chicago? They gonna have a wildfire in Chicago?
And one thing that's actually known for Chicago is Chicago a big the Tower Inferno, the big fire they had at one of the skyscrapers. That's like I don't know. It, I'm just saying, if it happened like that, where it's some kind of uh, major skyscraper or whatever that burns up a whole big portion of an area, because with the Palisades fire that happened out here, granted, it's not really in the middle of the city, but it is the area where a lot of black people who you know pushed out to kind of the outskirts area and lived out there near the oceanfront side, and
Mm-hmm.
those houses accrued a little bit of wealth. So it's not like, oh, well, people say, oh, well, these are $1 million houses some of these people are in. Yes, true. But it's not like a lot of these people who lived there, they were $1 million houses when they bought them. That's one thing just about property value in California in general. If you are able to actually own, it don't really matter where you own, the property value is going up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's just because this is the property the real estate market here is crazy, and there's always so many people who are always coming. It doesn't matter how many people they talk about, oh, look at the people fleeing California. It don't matter. We still got gazillions of people here, and we can afford to lose a couple million and not even notice it.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I wanted to say on that. But
Let me
I'm
just.
sorry. Sorry for interrupting. Go back to you.
No, you good. I'm pulling it up now. So on the map, if you look up Smart City Project 2030, right? 2030. Let me go back to it. Smart City Agenda. Based off the cities that they're doing. So Boston, what you think they're gonna do in Boston? You think they're just gonna blow it up?
I don't know. Could
You know, Columbus, Ohio. You saw what they did there.
or you could have some kind of blizzard or whatever that takes down power lines or something like that and messes up
Well,
infrastructure.
they have been talking about what happens if the internet just stops. What if the internet and electricity just stops out of nowhere, right? Because all these northern ones, and not to mention, it's just the coast. It's just the perimeter of the United States. So from Cali down over Texas, over Florida, back up. Nothing really in the center. The only ones in the center are like Chicago, Ohio, the things that touch Canada. They ain't worried about Milwaukee and shit like that. There it is, project list. Let me go ahead and pull that one back up. Here we go. So they say that we need to look at, let's see, Portland, Oregon. All they got to do is do a sweep. Everybody's on drugs out there. That was easy. That was so easy to get that one done. All those homeless people out there, they just sweep them people up underneath the rug, kill them off. We all know about Bohemia, the what's it called?
You're talking about Bohemian Grove?
Yeah. You know they used to take homeless people there and shoot them and kill them and hunt them anyway. So obviously they got slim. They ain't got no slim pickings over there. They want to do it in San Francisco. San Francisco was the first smart city, right? Now
And
they
since Teal breached the name the city San Francisco, y'all who are listening right now, keep that in mind for later. San Francisco's going to come up again.
Okay. Thank you. So, looking at the list of places they wanted to do in Cali, Riverside, Oakland, Oceanside, San Jose, Long Beach, Moreno Valley.
Oceanside had a fire too.
Yes, they did.
That was the
Long
Paradise
Beach,
Fire.
uh, Moreno Valley. Is that how you pronounce that?
Moreno Valley.
Moreno Valley, Fremont, Fresco. That's that. Like I said, Vegas, Las Vegas, and Reno. They don't need wildfires. It's a desert already over there. Denver, Colorado. Another baby Portland. Another place where they are ran by nothing but homeless people. Where they already have rent too high for them to even be able to occupy these places to live. So they could just sweep them out. If you've ever been up and down Colfax, it looks like a fucking Resident Evil movie.
Mm.
There's buildings getting closed left and right, all up and down Colfax. And if you know anything about Colfax, it's Route 70. It runs right through the entire state from one side to another. 70 does. You can go from one
Yeah,
side
I
to the
know.
other and be on
Cause,
Colfax.
'cause- yeah, because I-70 runs straight across. It literally runs straight across the country. Because
Yes.
I-70 is the major highway that goes through KC, east to west.
Now, after that, okay, because they don't go much farther north than that. After that, you got Arizona. That place is already desolate anyway. They've been hit beforehand. Nobody really wants to go there. OKC and Tulsa. They swiped that land from black people one time already. They already know what time it is with that. Now we go to Texas. Now Texas has Austin. Now I haven't really heard much going on in Austin, but if y'all know, they just had that
Austin,
wild ass.
California.
See, and they just had all that foolishness happen with the tornado. Now I told my dad about that too. I was like, that weather machine that they got going on, that tornado came and swiped them out real good, and I mean real fucking good. Alabama got hit, Louisiana got hit, Mississippi got hit, and Houston got hit. So we got those areas. Yo, good old city, Kansas City. Kansas City gonna have a smart city.
And they don't have to do anything like they don't have to tear nothing up to Kansas City. There's areas which are open where they can just say, you know what, where these abandoned buildings are, we're just gonna take this out and we'll just
and level
put it
it.
right here.
Yep, and level it.
Because that's the
Uh,
thing about so many smart cities. We don't have to necessarily have any kind of disaster or anything happen. All it just got to be is some grant program to say, you know what, this little thing here, we can just move y'all over there, and then we're gonna buy up the rest of this, and then boom, we're gonna do what we're gonna do.
Facts. But then when you start getting to the East Coast, see now the South
Yeah, where it's
and the
overcrowded.
West, exactly where it's overcrowded. Now we got to do some shit when it's overcrowded. Like LA, we got to do some shit because it's overcrowded. East Coast, we got to do some shit because it's overcrowded. So now we looking at North Carolina, South Carolina. They talking about they wanted Greenville, South Carolina. They don't even need Greenville when you got Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
They touch. They fucking touch. Okay, it's not hard. You can sneeze and be in the next city. I was just in Florence. It's an hour away from Columbia. It ain't nothing but a little hop, skip, and a jump.
Which
But
I don't
this
know
little,
why you would want to. I don't know why you want to mess up Myrtle Beach.
all them white people out there, all that money, they make it look like the ocean is encroaching on the land out there because the Outer Banks has had issues with their city being eroded in a sense. And that's why I kept saying, like, they are going to wipe it out. I told, whenever I predicted it, I said they're going to have a mass hurricane maybe that might wipe shit out because the houses are already floating in the ocean as is. And I know these motherfuckers vacation in Dubai. So I know they've seen how the Palm of Jerusalem was created. They shuck the goddamn sand out of the ocean and make more land. They can do that once they move the houses out the way. Once they sweep the houses out the way because of a hurricane, we can just build more land like they did in Dubai, who also
Hell, they
has
could
weather
just build more
machines.
land right now so that they're not sitting, where they are.
But they're not going to do it. They need these motherfuckers to move first. The insurance policies have already been canceled. And I learned that from the Outer Banks. The insurance policies are already canceled. You're going to lose your house. You got to move the fuck out here. We're not going to let you rebuild your house over here. You got to go inland because why would you want to build your house on land that's not there anymore? They're going to come in, encroach it, and they're learning from the Dubanese people. They're learning from Dubai. They have a weather machine in Dubai. They have drones that make clouds to make it rain. So I ain't really trying to hear none of that shit. I already peeped game. After going to Dubai and seeing the drones make clouds, I I was taken back. I was like, oh, so this is how the world's about to be. And yes, Raccoon City. I can only imagine how they really about to get nasty. Because all we see is the smart city on top. We don't even know what the fuck they about to put underneath it. And now Florida, they got Jacksonville, Miami, Orlando, St. Petersburg, Tallahassee, and Tampa. Most of them are on the east coast of the state of Florida, right on the edge. So all of these
Well,
places
except
that
for except for Tallahassee. What you say,
they
Tallahassee
don't.
and Pensacola?
Yeah, hold on. No,
Pensa-
Tallahassee and St. Petersburg.
yeah, St. Petersburg's on the Gulf side.
They don't care about that shit though.
But how Florida is, it's you're not far from anything in Florida.
Mm-mm. You really aren't. But DC. Now DC people are already on top of each other, so it'd be easy for them to just put it underneath. I can see DC having the smart city underneath.
Or
They're
sometimes
talking.
or sometimes just the way the city's already set up, it's not like you're gonna have to like you just tell the people, hey, this is how things are gonna go. You're gonna start using this, you're gonna start doing that.
Hello.
Because I mean, that's all you'd really have to do in some of these metropolitan areas that are already established, and like how DC is set up with public transportation and all that. You don't have to do very much to change it, depending on what they want to do.
And not to mention, you were up there. And I'm glad that you experienced DC and Maryland and being in the DMV.
Hmm.
You saw how quick it was for them to shut shit down. But you can't. What if you can't
Oh
take the
my
metro
god,
nowhere?
that
If
was
you,
oh my
that was
god.
crazy.
I got trying to make it back from DC to Baltimore when they shut things down. I mean, and they that was tough. And some people think, well, I'll just go get an Uber or I'll do this.
No, the fuck you
Okay.
won't.
Um, do y'all know how much they started charging for Ubers?
Hmm.
You know, and also all they got to do is like if they set up all those blockades, how they do. How do you get into the area where you necessarily are at if they block it off enough? Because now the Uber is he's driving around trying to find how to get through the barricades. What's up, Rondo?
So, as far as when it starts getting anything, in my opinion, when it gets to be anything from Virginia up, because every city they talk about putting a smart city out here, um, it's all around military bases in Virginia. I live in one of the cities that they want to create a smart city in, and they're already on top of each other out here. There's not really much land to. It's not sparse where they want it on the East Coast. It's not sparse in Virginia, just like it's not sparse in DC or Jersey or Baltimore. They want to put a fucking smart city in Baltimore. What? Baltimore, be more. All them niggas out there, all they got to do is do eminent domain.
Here,
Put
I
them out.
pulled up. Since you're talking about smart cities, I decided let me see if I can pull up for people don't know because people will say smart cities all the time, but I don't know if we ever really explain it to people like what we're talking about. And so, because you know how some people be sitting in class and the teacher's talking, but and they're like, oh yeah, I'm with you, and then you ask them, they don't really know what we're talking about. So I wanted to kind of take a little pause in there so
Mm-hmm.
I can read it and explain out per what they say what the smart city is supposed to be and what it's supposed to entail. Um, and
Hmm.
so since I'm in LA, I pulled up Smart LA 2028. This was done in December 2020. Technology
Mm-hmm.
for a better Los Angeles. So here's the table of contents. Let's see our vision for that's what I'll do. I'll just go into our vision. All right. So smart cities are multifaceted and made up of several components, not just IT infrastructure. Smart cities are involving, which require both near term and long term goals that adhere to overarching set of smart city values. Smart cities require collaboration, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. This is just telling us what you need, what you plan on doing.
I,
What
I can give you the hood breakdown of what a smart city is
go
based
ahead.
off their principles. Okay, so they have these principles in which they go. Their main principles are people, planet, prosperity, and peace. What they're trying to promote is affordable housing, um, no poverty, so you can, you know what I'm saying, nobody's gonna go without food. Um, how did they describe it? They're going to end poverty and hunger. They're going to achieve universal primary education. They're going to promote equality, reduce child mortality, and with them saying all of these great fucking words, that's going to get you go like, yeah, I can't wait for that to happen. It sounds amazing. Project 2030, woo, let's do it. What they're not telling you is that they're going to build an infrastructure that has your grocery store, your doctor's office, your job. You don't need a car. They're going to build a building in which everything is encompassed inside of it where you don't have to leave. And what they're not telling you is you're going to have to get a pass to leave and visit your family if they don't live in a smart city. And how you going to get there if you ain't got no car? And if they have the metro for you, because they are going to have transportation inside of these huge infrastructures. If you don't have a car, how are you supposed to see your family? And you have to ask permission to leave the smart city to even see them. Vice versa, if they want to come see you. So
That's
this is
what I
what they're
want you going
creating.
to.
Yes, that's what they're trying to build. Now, I started paying attention when was it?
And hold on. And one thing I want to say real quick. And anybody who lives in LA, New York, Boston, New Jersey, any of these major metropolitan cities, do you think they're going to find some way to give you truly affordable living? Does that sound like something that they've even ever tried to do? You got to get skeptical when
Not for
shit
free.
sounds a little too good to be true.
And I go give it to you for free. Now, the other thing is that they create these water sources. So the water you get is functioning from the government. The food you get function from the government. The communication you have, they get to see when you come, where you go, all of the shit. Everything is going to be in either your hand or a badge. They're gonna know when you go and come. They're gonna know when you piss. They're gonna know every time you flush your toilet. Now, if y'all paid attention to how Saudi Arabia started this. Okay. Like I said, I learned a lot when I went to Dubai. Saudi Arabia has a thing called the line. You've heard about that, Marcus, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's what started it. The line is the entire length of Saudi Arabia, which means they're going to be able to house. This is their goal is to house everybody in this big ass infrastructure where you don't got to go nowhere for nothing.
Yeah,
Ever.
this is where I wish I had the videos up because I could show that video because we've showed it before here on the channel, and it looks great. Now, what looks crazy about it is they're trying to do this literally in the middle of a desert.
Yes.
Like they're trying to have and it's multi-layered levels. It's pretty much what you would see in most of these dystopian, like futuristic type movies where everybody lives in this kind of like locked up like cell type areas. It's almost like
Mm-hmm.
instead of having a home where you have yards and stuff like that, you're living in almost like little tiny apartments that are all nestled together, all about the same size. And then all of your food places and everything is all around you, so you're almost like put into almost like little neatly fit cubes, and you have your quadrant of the city you live in. I don't know if y'all remember kind of like Hunger Games, how you have your different districts.
Mm-hmm.
Now the difference is this instead, it's kind of like a cubicled version of your own little districts. So just like the cubicles you have at work, you'll be at home living in a form of a cubicle. Like perfect example. Total Recall,
Oh.
the newer
Mm-hmm.
one with Colin Farrell. Remember how his apartment was? Or think about
Fifth Element.
the fifth. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yes.
Exactly. Those blocked apartments like that. Dread, that's a perfect example also.
Mm-hmm. That's and
But sorry,
so
going ahead.
no, you're right. Because that's what I thought about when I was like, oh my God, this looks just like Fifth Element. Because like you gotta buzz yourself in your own shit. What if you don't pay your rent? Now you can't get in your crib.
Well, that's what this you know I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna let this keep going.
Okay. So with all of that
But
in the
oh,
process.
sorry to interrupt one more time. But
Mhm.
keep in mind all this stuff we're saying right now, because this is all going to come into effect for the story I want to talk about later on.
Now, also the last thing I want to drop on this is they keep saying, okay, now it's 2025. I want everybody to understand that Dubai became Dubai in my life. If you Google what Dubai looked like in 1990, when I was born, it was nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
In 34 years, in less than 34 years, because I went to Dubai when I was 31 or 30, 31. Not even 31 yet. I was 30, matter of fact.
Hmm.
When I was 30, I went to Dubai. And when I tell you that bitch, I was just waiting for the fucking little ships to go past me like the Jetsons.
Hmm.
You're going to live in the Jetsons. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what they're creating. And just understand they created an entire city out of nothing in 30 years. And it's more advanced than our own cities. It's more advanced than
Yeah.
New York. It's more advanced than Chicago and LA put together.
Hmm.
How do they have we've been on this land 400 plus years. and our shit don't even look like they shit, and they did it in 30. Make that make sense. Ooh, good job, camera. My camera is a paid actor. I just want to let
I know
it
he's
know.
cracking me up.
My camera's a paid actor. This bitch
Oh,
right. But yeah, that's how I wanted to end
oh,
my rant on the smart city. Is just look what Dubai did in 30 years.
oh, and to answer Thomas, Thomas says, I'm on my I'm on my phone, so I can't put anybody's comments on the screen. So apologies. I'm letting y'all know that right now. It says our Choctaw Nation Capitol building is like a mall, tribal council, religious temple, rec center, and convention place with the latest tech. Is that a good thing? I wouldn't quite say that that's exactly the same because the difference is a lot of that the way it's kind of been set up. Now I can't speak for that specific base because I mean not base, but that specific tribal council or building or whatever. But ones that I've seen, a lot of tribal areas, all that stuff is kind of set up kind of in conjunction, close to each other, like the Capitol building, and the mall, tribal council, the temple, all that stuff is kind of all together, kind of like a little small, like a downtown in a sense. And having tech is not bad in itself, because you still have the people who have their houses, their land, maybe apartments, those different things are set up where you're able to live however you want to and go freely. The Where the concern comes in is when your housing unit and all that is put into this extremely micromanaged type tech state where they know exactly when you're coming and going on every single thing, and we're talking about more than just cameras all over the place. We're talking about your key carded in, your key carded out, your finances and all this stuff are tied to everything. They have complete control over your water, your electrical, all that. Not like how if you some people on a tribal lands, they might be living off of well, and they might have their own little area where, okay, I can pump well water here, I can collect rainwater, I can do whatever. In these types of smart cities, many of those things you will not be able to do nor have access to.
You're never going to be able to plant vegetables and fruit. You're never going to be able to collect water. You're not going to be able to have chickens. You can't have a fucking cow.
Yeah, I
Your
mean the
your
best you
food
could
ain't gonna
do
have
is
no seeds.
have a couple of herbs that you sit on your little balcony.
You're not gonna have a balcony or a window. That's something they don't tell you either. You're not gonna have a window in your apartment. They're gonna make it so that you can't commit suicide. What are you talking about?
Mm.
Get out of here. You're not getting a window. You them same high-rise buildings that you see in Las Vegas, they're gonna give you those. You're not even gonna be able to open that bitch to get a breeze. Or they will give you a window, like in prisons that are this big, and you can only open it that much. Everything you get is going to be recycled, from the air to the water to your lights. Everything. You're going to be locked in. It's going to be a baby prison, but so many motherfuckers think that it's cool. Have y'all ever been in a prison? That shit ain't cool. The fuck?
It kind of reminds me of what was that? Sorry to bother you.
Yes.
You remember like how the things that they were trying to set up and sorry to bother you. And the crazy part about it is many movies try to tell you what is coming. I saw Warren is in here, and shout out, I see Michael's in the building. Uh we talked about the Wayland. He was talking about these tech CEOs and how it's going to go, and I was like, yeah, it's going to look like the Wayland Corporation. For those who don't know about the Wayland Corporation, that's the one from Aliens. Yeah, and think about it. Where does Elon Musk want to go? To Mars. Um, and a lot of people don't know that, and some may know, but for those who don't know, Blade Runner and Aliens is both tied together by the Wayland Corporation. The Wayland Corporation, it's in the same universe. Um, and then I would say, but that's not it. in these movies, they only show this one major corporation that controls everything. In this future that we're facing, it's going to be a conglomerate of CEOs. So on one end, you got your Wayland Corporation. In another end, you have your OCP, which the y'all don't remember. That's
Wait.
RoboCop.
Sorry, it's the Wallace Corporation. I just found it. And listen, can I just bump in right quick? It says the Wallace Corporation was founded by Neander Wallace Sr. as late as 2025.
That sounds creepy. Wallace Wayland.
2025, y'all. Even in the movies, they talking about now. This shit is crazy. Go ahead, sorry.
No. I mean, another one that I would throw in, um, iRobot. Now I don't remember what that corporation was, but what do we see right now? They're trying to build a corporation. They're trying to build robots, and put them everywhere. They're trying to build, they're well, not trying to. They're building different forms of police dogs, police this, basically robot police, which that's what RoboCop was about. Trying to worry about going outer space, and we're seeing more and more movies about stuff like that. Till they say your audio is a little low.
Oh,
Which I hear you.
sorry.
I hear you just fine.
I'm
I don't know.
sorry, y'all. Hold on.
But I guess since we already went into this, I'll bring up this one topic, and then no, I think I want to roll into the must and stuff like that later, because so we'll keep a pin in this, and remember that this is going to tie to the story of talking about Curtis Yarvin. But I did want to bring up real quick, now that I remember, since we were already talking about those fires, did you know that one of the police chiefs, lesbian police chiefs, who was basically all tied up into that fire and stuff like that, the Eaton fire that just recently happened, was murdered. Her wife murdered her and then fled to Mexico. She has just recently been captured. And to add in more craziness about this story, she met her after she got out of prison for killing her husband.
You know, bitches love a project. sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
I said, what the hell?
Bitches love a project, y'all. We love picking up pieces and say, we can fix it. I can fix it, I swear, girl.
Yeah. They said and they got her on camera, like leaving out of the house. Like people heard them arguing. And they heard her saying, no, I don't want to die. They see blood all over her coming out of the house on the camera, and see her packing up stuff. And that night, that when allegedly the stabbing supposedly happened, she flees and goes straight to Mexico that night.
And maybe she know El Chapo, and we don't know. Okay, we don't know the people she know.
I mean, apparently they didn't feel like protecting her ass, because they they caught her and she's back.
Oh,
I was like, wow, how do you murder your husband, go to jail for only 10 years?
damn, she only served a dime piece?
Yes.
I'll keep that in mind.
Then gets out and then kills her police chief wife, who was part of these Eaton fires. I don't know if there's more to this story, or if something's going on that we're not catching here, but I don't know. I just thought it was weird that this lesbian police chief, and it's not a major detail that she's a lesbian. Well, in a way, because there was a whole lot of attention made about the fact that the police chief was a lesbian. Now, I don't think this lady was the police chief, but she was a fire chief. I don't know. I don't think she was the one who got all the heat and got fired, but she was a fire captain to one of the different areas. But I don't know. It is interesting that. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Well, you heard about the lady that got killed in Virginia, right? Left for
Mm-mm.
dead in her crib. A lot of murders been going along. There's been a lot of murders
Well,
going around out here.
I did hear something about a prosecutor who just mysteriously wound up dead, who had some issues with the country that people don't like to name, or rather not
Mm-hmm.
name. So it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of weird. People were wondering if it was a possible, if possible, foreign government came on American land and took this lady out.
KGB, baby. I told y'all last
Oh
week about the
no!
KGB.
Oh, not the KGB.
Oh, ISIS?
No, not ISIS. Well, the one who really is running ISIS.
Hamas? I
Yeah.
put that
Well,
in real big quotes. I'm putting that in real big quotes. You know what I mean? Because you know we can't say
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll just
But you,
say Hamas did it.
Hamas did it, right? Uh,
Hmm.
okay. Uh-huh. I thought the same thing because she was popping her shit to Trump and now she woke up dead.
Hmm. It's
And
just
you telling
very
me
interesting.
and you telling me you and this I ain't trying to say Virginia that shit because I live here, but I'm just saying we a little too close to DC to be having people that be working in DC coming up dead for no reason.
Yes,
Donald
Yonina, you're correct. Definitely.
Donald Trump hands.
Hmm.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It sounds like they picking up. It sounds like they cleaning up some loose ends.
Well,
A
now
lot of
they got
a
the
lot.
administration that's gonna allow them to go in and do it. So, and that's the one thing which I say with that's the reason why I believe Kamala they weren't going to allow her to win, and because it's not that Kamala would be necessarily against the agenda. I what I think it is with Kamala is I don't think she'd have enough nerve to keep trying
No.
to BS and lie to the public, and I think that they're worried that she would fold under the pressure and she would be like, well, I gotta worry about appearances, and I can't do this, and like we don't want to listen to this bitch fucking fighting us. So
Ah,
even
da, da,
though
da,
she
da,
would
da.
have did it, even though she would have did it anyway, they want the one who's gonna do it with a smile on his face.
Dog, I'm telling you, talk your shit, Marcus, because you're absolutely right. Because I think about it all the time. Like she couldn't even do a good. Joe, we did it. We won. Is that was that? Come on, dog. We told you how to say
Dude,
it
she
before we
couldn't
turned the
separate.
camera on.
She couldn't separate herself from Biden. She let Biden, who is too feeble and frail to do anything to her. Listen here, kid. There's gonna be no daylight. Your agenda is my agenda, and my agenda is yours, and you just gonna do what the fuck I tell you, even though I'm not gonna be your boss anymore. It's like, what? Who in the world do you know who's gonna get the promotion to be the boss and gonna listen to the old outgoing boss who has no power over you?
Come on, dog.
How
I've
weak
been
are you?
look. I've been a director of many things, and I always have happened to be able to take on the job after somebody else did it. And I love when they give you a whole bunch of shit that they did, but then they tell you, but you do whatever it is that you need to do to make it work for you. Don't tell me no shit like that, because then I'm gonna make it work for me. Thank you. Absolutely right. She had no spine, and I'm trying to tell y'all, whoever her writers were, they couldn't coach her. Her acting skills were terrible. Okay.
Terrible.
They couldn't coach her. I will always go back to the original thing. They won the election, and this bitch was out running.
It's like her
Why would
quality of acting is she needs to be an extra in a Tubi movie.
I was about to say Tyler Perry backup, but look,
No, not even
her
Tyler Perry. She ain't good enough for that.
no,
Extra.
she's as good as a Tyler Perry wig. Okay, her acting is as good as a Tyler Perry wig.
I mean, all you can put her in there. She on the side going, mm-hmm. That's her
Mm-hmm.
only line in the movie. That's what she get.
But also follow the BS propaganda. That's why he won in 2044. In 2020, Biden won because his followers were perfect to have the COVID BS ongoing. Just my theory. I like that, Cat. And no, you're not lying. I think that's a good one. I think that's true. My theory is Trump supporters would also follow the BS propaganda, obviously, and he can make it. He can. He can tell you exactly what's gonna happen, and y'all ain't gonna do shit about it.
We'll
And
see.
that's what.
Also, I agree with that but this is where I slightly disagree. Is they control the media either way, so they can control the narrative. But what it is with Trump, you know that Trump he's easy to just get to do whatever the hell you want. You don't have to use no hardball tactics against him. All you got to do is throw a little money his way, and he just do whatever. I mean, Trump is a straight hoe. I mean, he for the highest bidder, he does whatever they want. He doesn't care about how corrupt it looks. None of that. You just flatter him and give him money, and he will do. That's the reason why I don't know if y'all saw it on the thumbnail, but on the thumbnail I put puppet on Trump's forehead.
Because
So,
he is, dog. Y'all, man, listen. Highest bidder gets that man for the week, bro. He a more prostitute than a prostitute is the ones that he paid for.
oh yeah,
I'm just being honest. I was just talking to my brother about that. I ain't never known coochie to be $40. You know what I'm saying? But Trump would throw our whole nation away for $40. He one of them $40 coochie girls.
oh yeah. Trump is the one where he like, yo, okay, you want the back door? I mean, I throw in the front door also. I
Okay.
mean, he's giving it all away, and that's what I said about when he gets in the office. This is why it's so detrimental and dangerous with him. Granted, the elites and those, so-called air quote elites. The reason why it's more dangerous because there's no he's like pushing on a tree with no roots. I mean, there's no pushback, there's no resistance. The other ones, they at least gonna try to like him and haw and well, I mean, maybe and slow it down. There's no slowing anything down with Trump. Whatever you want, he'll do it, and he's
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, he's gonna do it with expediency.
Yeah, because he was out here. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm trying to get a little bit of that and a little bit of this. Well, I mean, I can throw in this for an extra $20. It's like the crackhead outside the 7-Eleven.
Yep.
He's worse than the crackhead outside your neighborhood 7-Eleven, your neighborhood Sitgo, or your neighborhood BP. If you tell that man, hey, I just need my windows washed, just the windshield. I'll throw in the back. I'll throw in the back windshield. $10 more. $10 more. I give you the back windshield too. That's Trump right now. He pimping us out, and y'all don't even know it.
Yep. And
Does your
and
butt
he
hurt
got
yet?
and he got MAGA, circling the wagons to defend while he's selling us out.
Yeah.
And like I've told people, and I remember I saying this for the longest, and fuck it, I'll just say it. I had my co-host, all of them, all of them. I'm not picking out one in particular. Every single one of them did not agree with me when I told them what direction that we were heading in. Oh well, no, there's no way we go to any war because everybody's making money, and I'm like, for these people, they already have money. You're thinking, you're going through your thinking. Your thinking is if you were them, you would do it this way because you don't have money. So you're thinking like a person who doesn't have money. You need to
Exactly.
start thinking like fucking Bond villains. That's the only way you'll understand these people because these people are literally Bond villains. This is how they move. This is how they operate. Most of us, if we were sitting on $30 billion, y'all probably wouldn't even hear it from most of us. We have our money, be just showing up at parties and chilling and buying houses and cars and traveling all over and doing shit like that. Occasionally donate to charity, maybe invest in a couple businesses here and there.
I mean, I guess that's the least I could do.
This is not how these people think. And I'll get into this later, but since Trump was already brought up, this leads perfectly into you know the B2's, the B2's that were sent to Diego Garcia. Now it's said that roughly seven of them. And for those who don't know what I mean by the B2, I'm talking about the stealth bomber. The stealth bomber, they sent about seven of those to Diego Garcia. Now, For those who've never heard of Diego Garcia and don't understand what the significance or relevance of that is Diego Garcia sits in the Indian Ocean. It sits roughly about, I mean, like 23 to 2,400 miles away from Yemen, and by proxy, not very far from Iran either. Now, this is supposed to be a threat that if, and this is how you know that, with the whole signal gate stuff about the whole leaks, and we don't really have to go in deep on it because we know that this is a government full of fucking idiots. So we're going to see continuously idiotic behavior because these are people who should never be in this position. And they're being put in
Mhm.
this position because they're all do boys and do girls. And most of these people think, oh, it's because they're all loyal to Trump. No, 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 no. It's
They
not
loyal to
because they're
money.
loyal to Trump. It's not, well, loyal to money, but they're loyal to Miriam Adelson. This is Miriam Adelson's cabinet. This is the reason why what Mike Walsh just did with the Signalgate stuff under Trump's first term would have got him fired in about 10 seconds. It's a reason why Trump is circling the wagons on this. It's a reason why he's circling the wagons on Elon. It's a reason why he's circling the wagons on all these people, and you don't see him firing nobody because this ain't his cabinet. These are, and he's complicit in following orders just like they're following orders. Because here's what people don't get. Because I've heard people try to use the whole Trump is a businessman, this and that. No, Trump is a failed businessman.
Talk
The
about it.
only the only reason why he's sitting on the money that he's sitting on now, some people say, oh, it's because he's bought off by Russia. Yes and no. There's no he's shaking hands with Putin and got a deal. What it is Trump Towers and most of his businesses were bankrupt, and he were running most of them bankrupt. And the only thing that's kept them afloat is he has left them open to being funded by anybody who wanted to clean dirty money. He owns some mob shit, and
Yep.
so if the Qataris want to clean money, if the uh, if the KGB or Russia wants to clean money, if Al Qaeda want to clean money, if the Italian mob, if Yakuza, if triads, he don't give a damn. Whoever want to get their money clean, they know go to Trump. Go funnel it through Trump Towers, and that's what's been keeping his businesses afloat. Corruption. But yeah, yeah, go
So
ahead, Phil.
I just want to build off of that. If y'all know, I don't know if y'all know, I learned this while living in Vegas. The Trump Tower that's still out in Vegas is not owned by Trump.
Mm-mm.
Who runs Vegas, y'all? The same niggas that killed Alonzo at the end of training day.
Russians.
There you go. The Russians and the Italians run Vegas. Not even the Italians for real, because the Russians then kind of them the fuck out. But
Actually,
the Russians,
the Italians, most of the stuff the Italians have owned and went over to like people like the Adelsons.
mm-hmm,
I'll let y'all figure who those people are.
talk about it. So the Trump Tower that you see, that big ass building that you see in the middle of Vegas, that you can see every time you fly the fuck into motherfucking Harry, whatever the fuck the name of that airport is, that shit's ran by the Russians.
Harry Reid.
Yes, that shit's ran by the fucking Russians, y'all. Them niggas got his bread now. They taking care of his money. He don't even get that bread for real, for real. It goes straight to them. They might flip it and reverse it like Missy Elliott, but it goes straight to the Russians, bro. And think about it. They don't blew up the one that's in New York. They can't run that one no more. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all. Y'all got to be able to put this puzzle together. It's really only a 50-piece puzzle
I mean, like
called the United States. It's a 50-piece puzzle called the United States. Put the shit together.
Yonina keep bringing up that certain name. If y'all really want to go into it, um, this is something that Hollywood has done a great job, pulling a bait and switch on a lot of people on. They show y'all in the very older mob movies. Um, if you remember, what's the movie? Mobsters,
Mm-hmm.
Christian Slater, and all them. It shows you the formation of the syndicate. When the because now that's a I don't know, that's an interest I've always had, paying attention to mobsters and different. It doesn't matter if we're talking about cartels, if we're talking about the Serbian mobs. I pay attention to all this: Italian mobs, Irish mobs, the Jewish mob. When the black mob started to get their footing. I paid attention to all that and all the different mobsters up to now. What is left out from Hollywood is, you see the Meyer Lanskys, you see the Mickey Cohens, you see the Benny Siegels, you hear about Murder Inc.
Hmm.
But they don't. All of a sudden, that just, unless you read books on it, it drifts out to the side, and then the mob gets focused as if it's this Italian organization. Now, one thing that I want to put in y'all thinking to understand is, do y'all know how the IDF even got its standing? How it became what it became? You can look this up. This is very documented by Jewish mobsters. Jewish mobsters funded the IDF. Now, I don't think a lot of people factor in that organized crime actually helped with the state of Israel. And why do you think that they did so many terroristic type behaviors? Because they're funded off of mobsters. Yes, just because they were organized crime did not mean they were not fervent Zionists. And Meyer Lansky will let you know he was a Zionist.
Well, I don't know why people ever think that, like, I'm allegedly I used to hang out with a lot of gang members. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you one thing for sure: they are very ritualistic. They are very religious. Um, I mean, look at the Nation of Islam. Look at the Fruit of Islam. That is a mob. You fuck with one of them, you were getting wiped out. They wiping your nose clean. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind when you look at all of them. Any gang, be it IDF, be it Russian, Italian, Irish, they still go to Catholic Mass at 6 a.m. One of my favorite rappers makes a joke, and every time I talk about the fact that I do Ramadan, my homies joke about it with me, and they be like, "Little Dirk said I'ma slide on a nigga right before the dryer prayer, before he goes before Fajr. I'ma slide on you before Fajr." That's before sunrise. If you know what he's talking about, I mean, he gonna slide on somebody before sunrise and still make it to Fajr prayer to start his day for Ramadan. These motherfuckers are very ritualistic. Don't ever think just because they got a yarmulke and they got some curls on the side of their head that they're not willing to touch you. That's the best. That's the best cover, in my opinion.
I spent Ramadan at the Ramada. Wow.
You're funny. But these are the things that I need y'all to, like, look past. Look past the fact that they go to 6 a.m. mass. Look past the fact that they be at Ash Wednesday, first thing in the morning. Shit, The Godfather showed you. They ran a lick. They swiped out a whole family while they were christening that baby. Remember that scene? Michael Corleone was at the church for an alibi while he had the Gestapo. I mean, not the Gestapo. When he had the his strong arm dude yoking the dude up in the front seat of the car.
Yeah, the capo.
The capo came in and fish lined this man. He kicked the windshield. That's one of my favorite scenes, was when he kicked the windshield out. But they freaking fish lined the dude right after the baby got blessed. They were running licks while they were in church. Get out of here, man.
See, I just want people to get this, because, like, I've heard somebody say this recently, and content creators, which I respect and admire, but I'm like, I think they're so close yet so far on certain things. People are still thinking that Israel is like some project of American imperialism. It's not. It's not what this is at all. America controls Israel. I mean, the other way around. Israel has massive control over America, and that's the reason why That's the reason why America is doing their bidding. It's not because America is benefiting from anything in Israel. No, not at all. I'm telling you, as somebody who's a former troop, it's not like we get any kind of on the ground assistance from Israel. It's not like they're getting any intel from Israel.
No, they don't give a fuck about telling us nothing.
If you look at this, if you look at the countries which we've been at war with and fighting with, we don't benefit from any of this. If you listen to even on that signal leak, JD Vance even said like we don't even really, this doesn't even really affect our economy. What do we have, like 3% of ships that even go through that area? This, but if you really know what's going on with Israel right now, I can't remember what the Houthis actually are called because I know that's not like a proper name for what they call themselves, and I'm not trying to call them that out of disrespect, calling them Houthis, but everybody knows them by the Houthis. Because this is kind of a propaganda, whatever that they use. Well, anyway, my point is they're hurting Israel's economy. And we're literally deciding, yo, we're ready to go, you know, push towards World War III because Israel wants us to. We went into Iraq, we went into Afghanistan because Israel wanted us to. Russia is our biggest enemy because Israel has a problem with Russia. If you pay attention over and over and over, we are fighting the enemies of Israel, not America.
Well, I don't even know them dudes. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know them guys. I don't know them dudes. I can't even pronounce their names, but they got us in their mess because it's the business that pays us. Y'all know
Mm-hmm.
that's my line. Mind the business that pays you. You ever notice the business we be minding?
Mm-hmm.
Because it
I mean,
pays us.
I just wanted to put that out because I heard somebody say that, and I'm like, you were going so good at first, and then you took it off from the corner, and you start going into about American imperialism, and that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about at all. This is about a nation which has objectives, and it has been pushing for these objectives
Mm-hmm.
for about 70 something years. And this is what this is all really going on. And leading back to this whole thing with the air quotes Houthis and them saying that if we if the Houthis continue to attack those ships that are going through over there in the Red Sea. Ansar Allah, thank you. That's who I was trying to say. Ansar Allah. Um, if Ansar Allah keeps attacking these ships because they're hurting not only Israel but they're hurting European markets also. Um, but they're not hurting us. So why are we deciding to put all our we're deciding to put everything on the line for interests that don't even affect us from a president who claims that he's supposed to be America first. Um uh Actually no, I think let me respond to this one. Michael asks, you don't think Putin isn't close to the Israelis? He seems to have always had strong ties with Russian Jewish billionaires. Well, he has to have some ties. Doing business with and being on the same page with are not exactly the same thing. Um, a lot of I believe that Putin truly cares for Russians, no matter the stripe. And so he's always going to look out for Russia. I believe this man does literally live and breathe and eats Russia. Anything that has to do with Russia, he loves it to death. Um, and so a big part of a big chunk of Israel's population are Russians. And he also leaves, I believe, that opening for them to come back with Israel, with Russia having some, and this is something that we don't have time to get into today, but I want to do next week, going into population and population declines and things like that, and why it matters. Russia, in particular, that's one of the issues that they're fighting. Long term issue. They're fighting a population decline now. if they keep things fine with Russian Jewish billionaires, then it's looked upon favorably to Israelis who are of Russian descent. If things go south in Israel, he wants them migrating back. He truly wants the Russians, no matter where they are, to come back to Russia. And how do you do that? You have to keep up some good nature. And also I just think also he still does love his population. He wants to keep Russia Russian. Now,
Oh, most definitely.
if they can't get Russians to come back to Russia, no matter if they are Catholics, Christians, Jewish, whatever, they got to import the population, and that starts to change Russia from being ethnically Russian. And I don't think Putin wants that. I think he wants to hold his Russian culture as much as possible. Um,
Especially after they had to, man, he wanted to be how, man, USSR. He want all that shit back. He want
yes,
his stuff back. He want his shit back. All
yes,
that shit that happened during the Cold War, he want his shit back. He is definitely Debo. Run me my bike back. What
yeah.
bike?
Because if you look at it, like Michael asked, do you think Putin is maybe working with the Zionists? To a degree, yes. There's a push-pull relationship because if you look at it on one end, he's helping people fight the Zionists, and on the other hand, he's kind of like letting the Zionists do things. So it's a push-pull relationship that I think he's worrying about mainly the focusing the interest of Russia first and foremost.
I
And
and
so, yeah,
I
go ahead.
honestly believe the same. I mean, I hear what they're saying, but you got to understand that Putin is very strategic. Like, come on now, this
Yes,
man still does push-ups. Okay, this man
yes,
still do push-ups every morning. This man is strategic. He's smarter than we than a lot of people want to give it to him. So yeah,
exactly.
I'm gonna use whoever's got the bread, whoever want to put the money up. I'm gonna say, yeah, sure thing, get my money, and I'm gonna do what I want with this money. Because after I get it, y'all ain't gonna be able to do shit with me.
Yep. And as much as people want to act as if, oh, well, he just goes in there and he just strong arms all the people. He's not strong arming a lot of these billionaires because he knows that if they decide to take this capital out of Russia with the population that's been collapsing because of infertility rates and all those things like that, it starts to it starts to wreck his country. And he doesn't want his what what they call it legacy. He doesn't want his legacy to be the president who couldn't save Russia, who failed
No,
Russia more than anybody. I mean, so it's complex. Is he giving them favors and helping in some ways? Yes. Is he going against them in some ways? Yes. And so it how I look at it, his motivation is all about, as they say, Mother Russia. That's what I think he mostly cares about.
and not to mention, at any point in time, he can kill he hit the kill switch on all of them.
Yes, he could.
That's what I need y'all to think. Like this man, if look, I don't know if y'all play spades, but I'm a black
Hmm.
person. I
Oh
play
yeah.
spades. This man got the big joker, the little joker, and the big deuce deuce. Okay? At any point in time,
What he
he
got?
can
Ace
pull.
King. He got Ace King Queen too.
You know it. Okay? Talk about that hand. That man got
Mhm.
17 books by himself. He
He
can
running
carry
to
the whole
Boston.
table. Okay? He got 18, 19 books, and he's playing on the spade table with Israel. Israel might got 2 books. He looking at him like, how many books you got, Israel? You got 2? Go ahead and carry the table first. And
Hmm.
that's what he's doing. He's playing spades with us.
Yeah, you carry the table and you hold them
Hold
to
him down.
that king and queen you got sitting over there. Hold them.
Hold him down with that king and queen. Don't even worry about the rest of it. Okay, I
Mhm.
got the rest, and that's all he's waiting on. And let Israel cut him. Let Israel cut that table. It's over for everybody.
Hmm.
That's
Now,
how y'all need to start looking at how Russia running shit.
did you now that we've talked about Putin and well, that's right. I went in a little bit because honestly, these things all kind of tie together with whole Israel pushing for the U.S. to go against um, Ansar Allah, and fight against them more. With them saying, okay, well, if they continue to attack, we're going to take that as a threat. We're going to take that as an attack from Iran, and we're going to go after Iran. Well, now you're playing a real hard because now we're switching from another card game. We're playing poker, and Trump is trying to bluff his way through a full house. He don't have it. He got a couple of pairs, but he trying to pretend he got a full house. And what he don't realize is Iran is sitting up there and they know he don't have that full house. But this is what's going on right now. So they're sitting back. And I did have that video saved. Now, what's up, Willie? Good to see you.
Hey, Willie.
What they don't understand is they've already been planning and waiting for a mass war. That's the reason why they can literally open up silos. Boom, we're gonna launch from here, shut this one down. Move to this side of the mountain, start firing from here, shut this down. Move to this side. They have silos and silos and silos of missiles. And the reason why they're not about to cut any kind of nuclear deal is because they understand, North Korea has weapons. Y'all not pressing on North Korea. Pakistan has weapons. Y'all don't press on Pakistan. India has weapons. Y'all don't press on India. But Libya got rid of their nuclear program. What happened to Gaddafi?
Hello.
He not about. He already tried this game once, and he sees. Oh well, now that I've kind of laid back on it, Israel thinks that they can come into my country and just kill off whoever the hell they want to all the time. No, nah. We keeping. We're all full speed ahead for our nuclear program because we are not going to. We're not falling for the BS. We realize we can't trust you. And so we're going to do what we need to do to protect our interest. And once they do get that weapon, now you have to fight them in a conventional battle, which America will not win a conventional battle versus them. If Israel decides, we want to launch nukes, well, okay, now we got nukes too, buddy. So it neutralizes that whole threat, which Israel has been bullying the rest of the Middle East with, or so-called Middle East.
And I'm finally happy that motherfuckers are starting to see that we ain't really badass like we thought we was, okay? Because ain't nobody ever brought that war to our doorstep. You know that, right?
Which it will come.
Oh, most definitely.
I predict that it's going to come.
It got to, because they got to shut us the fuck up. How else? Last time they did Pearl Harbor, everybody got their panties in a bunch, but because it was offshore, technically, niggas weren't really feeling it. They was like, "Oh no, that sucks." Let that shit pop off in Texas. Let them motherfuckers come and land some shit in New York for real, for real. 9/11 won't real. 86 that shit. That won't even real. Okay? That was an inside job. We only had, anytime that anything's ever happened on our soil, it's been an inside job. Civil War, inside job. American Revolution, inside job. 9/11, inside job. That shit, they ain't never brought no foreign shit over here, but we always minding somebody else's business. We'll send our troops out. So I say all that to say this. Let something pop off, I don't know, tomorrow. How many troops we got overseas? We got to get them back over here. By the time we get them motherfuckers back over here, because Israel gonna shut that shit down, they're not gonna fly nothing out. They ain't even gonna be able to make it back.
Well, hell, how many bases that we got going over there? Because I could tell you, once they launch off from Diego Garcia becomes the first target that they're hitting right after that.
Thank you.
And then goes Bahrain, and then they start going through all the different places within the region. And my old stomping grounds and first command, Sigonella, is probably going to be in trouble next. Well, Okinawa is a little further down the totem pole, even though they will go there. But the reason why, like, Sigonella is going to be the number one is because Sigonella is the number one weapon supplier of weapons to the Mediterranean. And so,
and Kuwait. That's what I meant to say instead of Okinawa. Kuwait.
Yeah, Kuwait. So, those different. There's probably about easily a good, I say, 50 bases that are going to get hit almost simultaneously the moment you start hitting. The moment you hit Iran.
Yep, and I'm glad you said that.
Cuz is in the building. What's up, Cuz?
Hey.
I see Rondo said, "How do you win at war? Defeat the other side. A war ain't nothing but a big fight. You don't
Now,
always want to be in a fight, but
ooh,
sometimes you
baby.
got to fight."
Hey, war is chess. And if you know how to play chess, it's a defense and an offense at the same motherfucking time. War is
Hmm.
chess. That's what you got to do. You got to start thinking defense and offense at the same time. But it is a huge fight, yes.
Yeah.
But if you play chess, you got to learn. It's a mental game more than anything. It's not. It has nothing to do with the physical. It has everything to do with the mental.
And just like I hear a lot of these people, a lot of online leftists, and they talk about, well, I'm anti-war, I'm a pacifist. That's fine and that's nice and all, dandy. It's fine to be a pacifist too, but it's a whole lot harder to be a pacifist when you actually get punched in the face.
Hey,
Let's
go
see
ahead and
how
hit
many
that.
of y'all stay a pacifist when somebody attacks you or when somebody attacks somebody you love. To y'all who are married out there, man or woman, somebody hit your wife in the face. What you gonna do? Somebody hit your kid in the face. Somebody hit your mama in the face. What you gonna do?
Hey, I the whole year of 2023, I told my brother I did an experiment. I started calling men bitches to their face. And I said,
Mhm.
if I call you, your girl, or your mama a bitch, which one you gonna swing on me first for?
Mm,
Exactly. So think about how pacifist can you be now? I done disrespected you. What you gonna do? You gonna
yeah.
swing? You gonna just let me call your mama and your girl and you a bitch? I doubt that. And that's what we're dealing with right now. And yes, I know Japan got nuked because of Pearl Harbor. I understand that. But really cause and effect, it sounds like they was gonna get hit any goddamn way.
Hmm.
I don't think it
Cat
was cause and effect for Pearl Harbor.
Cat asked, "Does Iran need nukes? They have hypersonic missiles. I don't think the U.S. has that right." Well, I mean, the reason why they need it is because they see all of these other nations can get in there and help give some kind of a defense if they decide to send hypersonic missiles into Israel and can protect it to a degree. You can't shoot down nukes because the moment you fire on that nuke, now you're going to have fissile material raining down everywhere.
Hmm.
So you just can't launch on it. So it makes you have to be like, well, hold on, let's think about this a little differently. Let's have some rules to this boxing match.
Nah, it's a bare knuckle fist fight right now, big dog.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
It's
saying. It, it,
hmm
it, it, they're allowed to do whatever they want to. Now, hypersonic missiles do help. I mean, but it's like the difference of, okay, we fighting with 4 ounce gloves on. Okay, you got a little bit more padding than bare knuckles, but it's still gonna hurt a whole lot. You want that fight to turn into 12 ounce or 16 ounce gloves, a lot more padding. That's what
mm-mm.
you want.
Yeah, and Putin out here with no shirt on.
He always out here
Putin,
with no shirt
he
on.
always
He
out here with
ready to
no
go.
shirt on, cut like an A for dope with bloody knuckles, talking about some let's get it. Everybody else trying to put padding on. No, Putin out here talking about some let's get the shit. I don't let's get it. And here we
Yeah,
are. Hey, Ladarius, I felt the same way when I was like turn the other cheek like Jesus. Yeah, all right.
yeah.
They
But
straighten that man up.
I mean, if you read the Bible, it tell you that he ain't coming back to turn the other cheek.
Nah, he coming in to slap the hell out of some people, bro. He fitting flip tables like he was 13.
He gonna do a whole lot more than flip some tables.
Ooh, child.
He talking
See?
about he talking about garments dipped in blood when he come back. So
Now he sounded like a drill rapper. He wanted back in
so
blood, y'all.
hey, I mean, well, a lot of people they don't read into that part of it, and they just because they can't imagine, the story getting a little on the darker side. They want to keep it in Disneyland.
You want to know something? I always thought that was wild that nobody ever like cared about all the people that died when, you know what I'm saying, that art got built. You feel me?
Hmm.
I was like, y'all ain't never worried about the people that didn't make it on the art. Y'all just thought it was just okay. Like, oh, it was just a flood. People just died. Oh no. What?
Yeah, and I see Thomas had put it. Go and think. I don't know how many people were on the earth at that time, but all of them died, but eight. So,
Talk about it.
and whether you believe the story or not, according to the story, because I know there are people who don't believe.
Hmm.
According to the story, only eight made it out, and there were whole entire towns and villages of people who did not.
Nations.
Nation.
Nations. Okay.
But back on the Putin thing, I don't know if y'all necessarily heard it or not, because I feel like this is connected. One of Putin's limos was blown up. Now, the Kremlin is reporting that that didn't really happen, but there's video.
Because I love the Kremlin and I love how Putin runs his shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I take like I shouldn't say take pride. I take notes from how Putin runs his shit because I'm a very like don't be in my business type of person. So seeing how the Kremlin and Putin be talking and they be like, don't let them know these motherfuckers trying to blow me up. Mm-mm. Don't even tell them it was my limo, dog. Mm-mm. Tell them it was a firework. That didn't happen. It wasn't my shit. Because at no point in time are you going to see this man have any level of weakness. That's one thing he does not do. He does not show you a level of weakness. This man gets up, does 250 push-ups while taking shots of vodka, 4 o'clock in the morning. He dunks his face in ice cold vodka first thing in the morning, goes outside, fights a bear. Okay, you're not about to blow my limo up. And that's the mindset that he got. Like, my whatever, that was my limo. But I
Well,
promise you, he know who did it, and that person ain't even breathing right now.
well, or something's coming for them, because
Yeah,
you never
something's
know.
coming.
It might not just be some random cat who was in there. I think the people that would try something like that, it boils down to a handful of suspects, and I'm still trying to figure out which one do I think was crazy enough to do it or had the ability to do it.
Well,
Could it be Zelensky and his people tried?
no.
Could it be Great Britain,
Mm.
who they've been talking kind of crazy? Could it be France? Could it be Germany? I think it's a possibility. It could be NATO powers, or honestly, I'm between a combination of NATO powers and Ukrainians.
That's what you think?
I think that Ukrainians use some of their Russian speaking population who are loyal to infiltrate, and certain spies or whatever who they have within the Russian borders. And that's who they tried. I believe that, yes, in a sense, NATO tried to take him out. And I'm going to give my reasonings why I believe so.
Okay, go ahead. Because I got I got a different mindset, but go ahead.
The reason why I believe that they're the ones who would try this, I know Zelensky would definitely want to. That would definitely be what he wants. So I know he would be down for helping out the plan in any type of way. But if you look at what's been going on recently with NATO, with Trump saying that, hey, I'm not gonna help y'all. Y'all need to do stuff on your own. And the posture of the Trump administration has been very, very anti NATO, anti EU. They
Mm-hmm.
don't really have a military. Most of them, they've kind of cratered out their militaries. So there's no way that they could fight Russia, even if Russia did decide to do something, which I don't believe Russia has any intentions of crossing across and dominating all of Europe like some of these idiots over there in Europe think. But if you listen to a lot of these European politicians, especially like Great Britain and France, they really believe after Putin is done with Ukraine that he is going to mount up his military and go and take over the whole of Europe. This is what they really believe. And when you have such a crazy fear like that, you'll take some desperate measures. And if you don't have a military that's equipped to be able to fight him, if you believe that he is coming to fight you, the only thing you have is to try to take him out.
So that's what you think. Okay. So you
So that's
think
what
that.
I think. Now,
Okay.
I don't know. I
Okay.
could be wrong.
Okay.
Not saying I'm 100% right, but I could be wrong.
All right.
What's your theory?
All right. So I hate to be like this. Call me a racist.
Hmm.
My brain is racist. Okay.
All right.
I when I think of bombs, when I think of car bombs, I do think maybe a NATO power, if anybody, Great Britain. I mean, look how they got rid of Diana. Limo. Hello.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. But I'm also thinking bombs. I'm thinking that this is somebody that might be brown that gets down with the boom booms. Okay. I'm not saying like our I'm not saying it on some like Donald Trump. Let me get my Donald. Sorry, I'm back on camera. Let me get my Donald Trump hands. I'm not saying Iran or anything like that, but I'm saying whoever it is trying to portray that it is them. Okay. So when I thought about the car bomb and shit, I was like, okay, this sounds like some thing that reminds me of, remember all those beepers that blew up all those people?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that. I thought that. I thought this was the easy setup for it to look like it could be a NATO power. I did think Great Britain because of the whole car thing, Diana, that's the MO, you know what I'm saying? Don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type vibe, you know? Them
Right.
motherfuckers all old school anyway. Look, they fucking queen and king been here since fucking Transylvania was a fucking country. So that part made me think maybe them, but I really think that it's somebody brown that likes to get down there that's trying to portray it to be somebody else. That's just me.
The only one that could have that capability, most of them ain't brown.
But you see what I mean though. I'm saying
Yeah,
that they trying to portray it as some brown people doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm waiting. Are y'all gonna go get? Are y'all gonna do an attempt on old boy in Korea too? Are you gonna attempt something in China?
because the one reason why I wouldn't think it would be any mid east powers, and the reason why I think that that would he Putin would not buy that at all is because if you think about BRICS, he literally has a working arrangement with Iran, and
Mm-hmm.
so if he's cool with Iran, he's cool with Turkey. He's cool with with Iraq, Afghanistan. I mean, Egypt. You go down the list. The only one that he probably would, only one that you could probably lean it on would be Saudi. But Saudi really just about the money. It don't really
Mm-hmm.
matter. They're not really ideological. Or UAE. But and they're just kind of working almost like they're like the Middle East version of Switzerland, or what Switzerland used to be, because Switzerland trying to act tough now.
Yeah, they're
Um,
like they was trying to be like my name John Bennett ain't in it.
yeah, they ain't trying to really be in nothing. That's the reason why I'm like, I don't know if I don't know if Israel be that crazy to try that. But I can't put it past them. I literally put nothing past that nation.
Mm-mm.
And y'all people, y'all can call me whatever y'all want to call me. I cannot put anything past that nation. Everything is open on the table until you show me without 100% evidence that they did not. I'm going to suspect them that they have a potential of doing it because they've shown the ability to go to lengths and to do things which no other nation will do. And also they have capabilities of doing it. So for me, I have to look at, does a person have the desire? That's one factor. But along with desire, do they have the capabilities? And do they have the opportunity? And so, capability, opportunity, mm, the motive is the only thing that I'm not sure about them on. That's the reason why. In this one instance, this is why I didn't look that direction. But NATO, I mean, look at what they did the Nord Stream pipeline. They have nakedly went after, and NATO has been the biggest aggressors against Putin. And they ain't even trying to really hide it.
Mm-mm. They've been saying FM real loud at the meetings.
That's the reason why I'm like, yeah, this seems like par for the course for them, and try to say, oh well, we don't know. Zelensky went rogue.
Or they're gonna be like, oh my God, Russia, what happened? Just come on back. We got you. Come on back. We're gonna figure it out. Like a true abuser.
But that's the thing; they've never really had that relationship. Like,
No, so why not build it now?
but see, it'd be hard to build it when Russia been the friend who y'all been putting in the friend zone for the longest, and y'all been not only putting in the friend zone, but the moment that Russia try to make plans to like move on to a new girl, then y'all fuck up the plans,
Yes.
and then oh, never mind, I'm not interested.
No, see, and that's the thing, and see, and that's why, Marcus, that's why you got me on the show, because I'm gonna tell you really how the friend zone work. What we do is, what we do is, we're gonna put you in the friend zone over there, right? And as soon as we get a little bit of seeing that you like somebody else, or you like her, or you want to go hang out with China, and oh, okay, I mean that's cool or whatever. I'll let you go on a couple of dates, but don't be Snapchatting these dates. Soon as I see that you having a little too much fun, y'all having this, oh my God, you want to know something? I was supposed to go out on Friday, but they canceled on me. You want to go out? That's what we do. We're going to reel your ass right the fuck back in. And then we're going to find out what you've been doing. Oh, you was doing that? I think we should go karting then. We got to do something real big and better than what the fuck you was doing with China. And you know what else we're going to do? We're going to kill your cat so that you call me and tell me that your cat died. And I can be like, oh my God, come by. I'll bring ice cream. We can watch movies. We can talk all about cats all night long. And I killed your cat. I did
That's
it.
fucking evil.
Okay? I did it. I killed and skinned your cat. I did the shit. And I know. And while you're crying on my shoulder, I'm going to rub your back. I'm so sorry. I know how much you love that cat. Oh, yeah. You know what?
Mm.
Tomorrow, we can go to the SPCA. I know it's not going to replace it, but at least we can get you a friend. Okay? Now I gave you that cat. So now you owe me something because I gave you that cat.
I'm telling
But we're
you,
but we're still
20,
friends though.
22-year-old me needed you as a friend. Oh my lord.
Yes, yes. Because I'm gonna tell, bruh, I play this game of spades called dating. This shit is crazy, and I peep game.
Yeah, 22-year-old me, boy. Whoo. I would have not went through a lot of the headaches I went through if I
That's
had a
why
Teal around.
I try to tell all my guy friends I am one of the best wingman. I don't judge nobody for what they do, but when I tell you I am not a girl's girl, I'm trying to tell you I stand on a me's me. I'm a die on that hill. I'm a me's me. I'm not a girl's girl. Girls are sociopaths. We're fucking psychotic. I will stand on
Hmm.
that 10 toes. When I tell you I've seen women do some of the wildest shit, and I can just sit back and go, I date women. These bitches are crazy. I've seen bitches do shit like this. Have y'all not seen Fatal Attraction? She boiled that nigga's pet.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
thank
was it?
you. Yes,
The rabbit?
the rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then would still want to be like, but I didn't do that. Why would you think I do something like that? No, I love you. Stop. Shh. Okay, yes, women are psycho, and men run these nations like bitches. Not
Mm.
to be like that. They run in these nations like bitches. They talk and pillow talk to each other in other countries like some bitches. You think they get
Mhm.
on the
Yeah.
phone? Them niggas was on the phone. Hey, you seen what happened to Putin shit? Crazy. France is welling, bro. Did you see that shit? France crazy. Hold on. They call them right now. Hold on. Hey, I got Great Britain on the other line. Hold on, I'm about to merge it. Hey, bro, that shit was wild, nigga. And you know what? They gonna think Iran did that shit, nigga, because it's a bomb. Oh, they saying Zelensky? Ooh, even better. I didn't even think about that, Great Britain. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And they all killed their cat. They killed that motherfucker's cat.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's
I
why
mean, hey, you make a very compelling argument.
I'm just
Make a
saying.
very compelling argument. All I know is Putin waking up on next side of the day like I don't know who, but somebody getting fucked up.
Yeah, and I feel sad for whoever he just killed because it probably won't even them.
Somebody getting fucked up. I know that much.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
feel
like
so
when I
sad for
used to
that
make
dude.
my defense of Castro. I'm like, you got to understand how many times the U.S. tried to kill this man and use his own people to betray him and try to take him out. So when y'all talk about, oh, well, he took out a lot of his own people, wouldn't you be paranoid if somebody tried to kill you thousands of times? Would you trust anybody around you?
No, and they still coming back to Castro shit talking about some. That's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm. Because
Your own
it's the
cousin.
same thing with it's the same thing that happened with Saddam Hussein. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he killed his own people. Okay, so why did he kill these people? Why did he gas these people? Did they not just run a coup and try to kill him? So in America, what would we do if somebody tried to kill the president? Or a whole group of people, a little militia decide they're gonna kill the president and they get caught. What's gonna happen to them?
I'll wait.
Mm-hmm. So,
Exactly.
and then we straight up got the whole American media to look at him as the bad guy when we know what the hell we would do.
All right, get the hell out of here, man. And look, war. It's all love and fun. It's all what they say. It's all something
All
something in
fair and
war.
love and war.
Thank you. All's fair in love and war. And that's why I want people to start looking at how they running this shit. Look at the relationship. It's a relationship game. War is a
Yeah.
relationship game. Because you can't go to war unless you really have some feelings invested. That's the only time that
Yeah.
hate comes in. So start looking at this like a bad relationship. Every bad relationship you ever had, how that shit played out. Yeah, thinking like that. You had that
Well,
girl that came and trashed your apartment and then helped you come clean it.
well, I look at everybody as has looked at all these different wars as different than World War One and lost the lesson from World War One. These were all cousins. These are all cousins that started World War One. So this
Hmm.
is relationships. These are families. And if you don't think World War One led into World War Two, and you can say the Battle of 1812 and all of this stuff, these are all family members, family feuding, who took whole nations into the war with them. That's
Shit,
all these. That's all these are.
American Revolution,
And
family.
and here's the crazy part about it. If you look at most of the people who are in power in our country, most of them all originate from a particular part of Europe. All of them come from the USSR, or Germany.
Hmm.
Think of if you really think about it, and you start going through the royal families. Most of the royals, especially like in Great Britain, many of them were Germans. And if you didn't know it, many of them kept Nazi propaganda. Not propaganda, was it paraphernalia?
Paraphernalia. Hmm.
Many of them did because that was their cousins over there, and they like, man, I hear what you talking about. If they did that shit to me, I'd be like, fuck them too. That's really
Gee.
what's going on here. But you know, the story's being written up by somebody from their perspective, and we're not hearing the whole truth. Like they say, there's her story, his story, and the truth.
Yeah.
And we all know. I mean, think about how many times we see it in some of our favorite shows. Somebody get their ass whooped. They be like, man, hey, it was 15 of them, and
Really? Cause
they was
I was
all
there
like
and it was only
8 foot
3.
tall, and they had baseball bats too.
Hmm.
When it was
Hmm.
really just like a 5'6" woman who specialized in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And
They
you
got the
didn't want to
one.
admit that one woman beat your ass.
Dog.
That's what a lot of history is. People lying, over exaggerating shit, and not
Hmm.
telling us the full truth. Because
No.
that's when I
And
started learning. That's when I started learning the hustle, too. I would go read something, and I would go read all the other countries who were involved, what their history, what they said. And I started seeing discrepancies.
well, I like how you brought it up and saying that it's all family shit.
Hmm.
Because I hate to say it, probably some of y'all, if y'all, because this can segue into our next topic. Since we talking about families, go ahead and do that 23&Me
Mm.
and find out which family you need to be a part of.
Mm.
Because that should have let you know real quick.
I ain't doing no DNA test with nobody.
Hey, okay. I was a tinfoil hat motherfucker when it came to that. I used to tell all my friends, please do not get a DNA to the government. And they were like, why? And I'd be like, worst case scenario, they take your motherfucking DNA and they sprinkle it like a little bit of crack on a crime scene.
Yep. Which
That's your ass.
that's something I was gonna bring up that video. And apologies again, since I'm doing this from my phone, y'all. So if y'all wonder why I'm not clicking, people who are just tuning in, why I haven't put any comments on the screen, that's why. Shout out to Cosmic Cowboy, Rudy, sorry, Ruby, who just hopped in, and Chamonique. Thank y'all for joining us, and anybody else who's just joined too. But yeah, uh, that's what they were saying in a lot of these DNA about the 23&Me. Yo, that's a possibility along with many other things.
So many, so many. Because if you actually look at it, how some of the stuff that they've done, I wish next time you got to give me access so I can pull shit up too. Because this was my topic that I really did
That's
research
what
on.
I'll do. I'll set it up that way you can put up links and stuff like that and click people. Hey babe, I
That
see you out there.
hey.
See
So
Brubo.
yeah, I do. So the thing that got me was um they started using 23andMe DNA to find rape victims, like to close cases.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. They used it to close cases, help with rape victims, and they was like, oh, such and such did a 23andMe, and that was from a rape from 17 blah, 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 or 1970. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that when they started
Yep.
doing rape kits and shit. And everybody was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. That's so great. But you know how many times? I mean, I just want to know how many times has 23andMe exonerated somebody?
Mm.
You never hear those stories.
No, you don't.
23andMe ain't never exonerated or set them niggas free. You know what I'm saying? So like, I never thought it was kosher. Not to be funny, but I just never thought it was kosher, bro. That shit was always funny to me, and I used to tell my friends, "Do not give them niggas your DNA. It's bad enough that you go to the hospital and they take your blood, and my friends would be like, "Well, what's the difference between the hospital and the blood?" Nothing. I guess I don't fucking know. HIPAA's trash. Like that shit's not even real. But this shit, you're literally signing it over. Y'all don't read that fucking fine print, and it's in the fine print of 23andMe
Yep.
that your shit might be used to close some cases and or XYZ. And once they get it, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do with it. Because all you want to know is to find out if you was part Mongol. Nigga, everybody's a goddamn Mongol. It's not hard. Look at my eyes. I got Asian people eyes. I know I got some Mongol in me. Mongols made Native Americans. Native Americans made me. Do the math. It's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up in my mother, happy birthday to her again. My mother was the genealogist of our family. She taught me how to do grave rubbings. She taught me how to go to the library to find family trees and all that type of shit. She taught me how to do it without having to give my DNA up because my mama used to listen to Bobby Hemmett growing up. Okay. She was
Mm-hmm.
smart. So we were never on no swabbing, da 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 da. She knew her baby daddy was. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? She was never on that giving up DNA type shit. So that thus trickled down on me. I never thought this shit was kosher. Then to see these motherfuckers are going bankrupt, where the fuck is all this information gonna go? Oh, to the highest bidder.
Yep.
Well, who could that be? Jeff Bezos? That
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker was just in Dolce and Gabbana today, racking it up. He spent a bag and a half in Dolce and Gabbana. You want that motherfucker to get your DNA? How about
Yep.
Musk? You want Musk to get your DNA so he can make a fucking replication in a robot of your shit? Or do you
Yeah.
want the dude in Arizona that's got them wombs making them fake babies to
Or do
get your
you
DNA?
want Purdue Pharma getting your DNA?
Who knows? Now everybody's about to be old girl who had her DNA taken and made vaccine. Y'all think it's cool that they took her DNA and made vaccines out of it, but her family had to fight to get her shit back. That's crazy work. Now I gotta find her name. What's her name? You know what I'm talking about, Marcus?
Yeah. Hey, Michael. All right, we'll see you later. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Micah.
But that's what I'm saying. If
Henrietta Lacks.
23&Me has been just taking all of this DNA, and so let's say, for instance, that all of and like what was it? That documentary which we didn't really get to go through properly. They're trying to kill us. Courtesy of Ladarius sending that over to me. In that documentary, one of the things which I wanted to really dive down into, which we'll probably have to redo it. Um, they started talking about how The same people who work for these pharmaceutical companies work in the food industry and back and forth, and they share this information. Now, if they already know that you have some kind of, let's say you have really high blood pressure that's going to lead to some kind of particular medical condition. Um, they can start engineering the food to affect you a certain way. So now you're going to need more of these narcotics to buy from them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so many ways that they could be setting you up. Because when it comes down to it, these people don't give a damn about none of us. It's about making a buck. And if they can make you sick or put something in that food to make it a little bit more addicting, like you have in many of these sugars,
Mm-hmm. That's killing us.
that's killing us. Have you going back more and more and more, eating some of these cookies and cakes and all that stuff. Now you're diabetic. That means you need insulin now. Well, what happens if we come out with a new formula for the insulin that's a little bit more watered down? That way we can still charge you the same amount and then keep you coming back. So you're never actually getting healed. We just keep a customer longer. And they can do all of that through getting this information from 23andMe and any of these other DNA companies. So that's just a little food for thought that I want to put on some of y'all minds when y'all start thinking about, you know, oh, I think it'd be just cool to find out. Oh, am I from? And here's another thing. Here's another thing. If you are a minority, if you come from a minority group, or you are a mixture from a minority group, especially if you have any ancestry from the transatlantic slave trade, if you notice how the results are from 23andMe, since they don't have a lot of stored DNA to go off of, a lot of our results be wrong as hell any damn way. The only people who they can really give some kind of decent concrete information on is if like you came from like Great Britain, Scotland, Ireland, these European countries, or some of these Asian countries, because it's more likely that your ancestor may have stayed in that one place for a couple hundred years or maybe even longer so that they can actually do that. If you're somebody who's been moved around repeatedly, or you come from a nation that has had all kind of strife where there has been migration, whether intentional migration where they were, say, nomadic, or whether they were forced migrations, it's going to be hard to find and track exactly who the hell you are and where you're from any damn way. So that's my little spiel.
All right, so I'm glad you said that because I'm going back to the 23andMe legal process. So they say on their site, "Oh, we need a search warrant, and they will give your DNA to the police." Okay, that's one thing. But what they have is GED match and family tree DNA. Now, I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. If you are a slave or a descendant of a slave, why the fuck do you care if you got 2% Irish? You ain't got enough to get a fucking scholarship. What the fuck does that even matter? And you going to try to tell me, oh yeah, I'm 15% Nigeria and 20% Somalian. How do you know? How do they
Mm-hmm.
know? How
Mm-hmm.
does anybody fucking know? Nigga, you from Africa because you black. Period. You don't even need to know where the fuck you from. You not going back to the motherland and being a part of a tribe. It's 2020 fucking 5 now, nigga. You ain't gotta go out and fight no fucking lion. You ain't gotta know how to fucking speak Swahili. And if you really want to learn how to do it, get fucking Duolingo. The fuck? Like, that's crazy to me. These motherfuckers get on fucking St. Patrick's Day and want to be like, I'm 5% Irish. Who gives a fuck? They not gonna let you be at the Catholic Church on St. Patrick's Day. They not gonna share their corned beef and hash with you. Stupid. Anyway, there's two other sites called Family Tree DNA and GED Match. Okay. The genealogy sites, unlike 23andMe, do not require a warrant to access data, and police can see the names of relatives who have opted into being seen. Now, let's do this. So the cops need a search warrant to get it from 23andMe, but these other two sister sites, they don't need a search warrant, and all they have to do is see who you might be connected to. So let's say Marcus did it, and me and Marcus were siblings. Okay. Marcus did 23&Me. So he's safe as of right now. But me, they can go find me and find out who else I'm related to. Don't let that motherfucker be dead already. Let's say we got the same, let's say we had the same great great grandmother. Okay.
Mhm.
Henrietta Lack is our great great grandmother. They got her DNA from whatever the fuck they had to because she's dead. She doesn't have to consent anymore. But
Right.
because they don't reconnected, they run that DNA and now they got Marcus for murder. Period. That's how they loophole out of that search warrant and still got to go through a 23&Me sister company because all because Marcus went and said, "Yeah, I did 23&Me," and because of that, it genetically connected me and him together. And because
Yep.
me, I just wanted to go on ancestry.com to find an old high school friend. Now they found out we got the same great great grandmama.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bonkers to me, and the fact that so many people are just breaking their necks to fucking sign up for this shit. Y'all will sign up for 23&Me, we won't sign up to vote.
Oh.
That's crazy. I know more niggas that have signed up for 23&Me to find out that little 2% Irish, that 1% Great Britain. Why the fuck do you care about your enslavers? That's crazy to me. You give a fuck. Oh, the only reason that part of the DNA is in there is because they raped your great 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 grandmama on the boat on the way over here from Nigeria / Swahili.
Or while
Like
she was
what?
on them play, or when she was
Or
on them fields.
hello, and you give a fuck about that on St. Patrick's Day? No, bitch. Go sign up and register to vote. The
Mhm.
fuck?
And
I bet you.
for a minute, I cared because I was like, you know what? I wonder which part of Africa, you know. And then I start thinking, why? It's not like I got any plans on going back. It's not like I'm going to try to because I've already seen what happens because there's all those countries, oh, right of return and all this, and you can come back and you know how they treating the Black Americans who are going over there.
They rob them.
Exactly.
Soon as they get off the plane, they robbing them motherfuckers.
They
Cause they know
robbing
we
them.
coming with money.
Or if they don't rob us right off the plane, they sell us shit overpriced and treat us as if we're any old other American.
Yep.
We not they people, and they don't see us as they people.
Nope.
But that goes into a whole nother argument, which I ain't gonna go into. But I wanted to
First,
bring up. I
the
don't know if you.
firstborn Africans.
Something.
We
Sometimes
can
people is
talk that.
living there, but that don't mean that you the same as everybody who there. I'll just say that
Mm-hmm.
much. Um, because again, I'm not on that Dr. Umar Pan African shit. So
Wow.
I rock with the diaspora, but that's as far as it go. I rock with diaspora because I know we all got took from the same handful of places. So therefore, yes, we would most likely all be the same people to a degree. But
Yeah.
them motherfuckers over there, them ain't my people. And for anybody who looking at it's like, well, but you guys are all black or whatever. Here, to any of y'all out there in the chat, if you're Irish, are you the same as the Germans? Do you see yourself as a German also? No, it's a whole different other nation with different culture and customs and history and all that. And it's about time people start looking at Africa the same damn way. Africa is not all well, they're all black, so they all the same shit. No, that's not the same. And it's weird to me only Asians and white people can have this, you know, this differentiation. They're the only ones that, oh, okay, no. A Korean is definitely different than a Japanese, and definitely different than somebody who's Thai. And yes, a Scot and an Irish, they're completely different. But no, it don't matter if you from Libya, Ethiopia, or South Africa. They're just all grouped as the same damn people. When the continent is even the largest continent on Earth with the most diverse DNA wise people. But just because y'all see some phenotypes that look a little bit similar, they're all y'all all the same shit. But I wanted to point out these couple of comments here for you, Teal, because I kind of want to hear your response because this
Mm-hmm.
gonna tie into some shit we're gonna talk about. Two from Yonina. She said, I also feel like 23&Me is being allowed to go bankrupt because they've served a purpose and now that purpose is
Yes.
done. And then also, like I got a Palantir pre-crime feeling.
All right. So thank you for saying that. So check me out. When I Googled it, it said they had 48 million people. Let me check again. Let me see. 23&Me, blah, 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 blah. No, excuse me. Sorry. I lied. 6.9 million customers. 6.9 million customers. Okay. I have seen in many and many years police plant evidence. We know police plant evidence. We know detectives plant evidence. We know lawyers build cases off of fuckery and bullshit. And so you want me to believe that everybody at 23&Me is kosher and they're all good people and they just do everything they're supposed to do right and nobody breaks the rules? No, I do not. I've always thought that this was a setup. I always felt like this was put in place by the government to hem a lot of people to fuck up, particularly black, brown, and people that don't all that might not have English as their first language. Okay, I've
Mm-hmm.
always thought that, and I also always thought that 23&Me was set up to get the friends off, which sprinkle that into how Trump just said he wanted to give reparations to the motherfuckers that stormed the Capitol on January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shit like that. Okay, if every motherfucker that did the Capitol raid had 23&Me on them, they probably be able to 86 all that DNA. You know what I'm saying? They can build a
Mm-hmm.
case off of whatever the fuck they want to build a case off of now. So that I've always felt that it serves a purpose, but never serves a purpose for us. That's why I never wanted us to get involved in it. I wanted that to be a white person's playground. Let them do that. They need to know where the fuck they came from, I guess. They needed to have a little peace of mind. They want to see that 3% nigga so they can say nigga. Okay, let them do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let them do that. Because at the end of the day, why the fuck do you care that you got? I'm gonna die on this hill. Why do you care if you got white in you? Why do you care if you got part Irish, part German, part Russian, part Hungarian, part Turkish, part French, part Great Britain, part any Scottish? Who gives a fuck? Because at the end of the day, that shit is not by design and it wasn't by consent. I promise you that. They just got rid of the rule a couple of years ago that niggas can date and marry white people. So if anything, if they telling you you got 2%, that's pretty far back. So no, it wasn't consensual that you got that in your DNA. So why do you care? You gonna go back in the time machine and go kill your great 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 granddaddy so then you don't get here? I doubt it. I don't think you're gonna be able to do that. So 23&Me was null and void for me and my peoples, in my opinion. So it's always been a construct that I feel that the government put in play. And the government puts so many things in play, and then it works and works and then it don't work. Then it works and works and then it don't work. Or in my opinion, like you said, it works, and then we don't need it to work right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't need it to do it no more. We got what we need. Because I promise you that 6.9 million, at least 2 of it is black people. Idiots. Fucking dummies.
Well, think about it. 23&Me already had, like, a couple of years back, they already had a breach that happened before where they had a whole bunch of information that got out. And that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason why that they're facing bankruptcy now, because of the whole scandal that went on about that whole information getting out. And yes,
Okay,
go ahead.
when did Israel blow up? Then October 7th, what year?
Shoot, October 7th was
20,
what?
2023,
2023? Yeah.
right? They got breached October 6th, 2023. Y'all believe in coincidences?
Hmm.
Because that shit got swept under the rug. All that DNA, all that information. Oh no, somebody got it. Whoopie, whoopie, whoop. Blow up that city over there. Oh, okay. Divert our attention.
Hmm.
The day
And
I'm reading it right here. October 6th, 2023. The company confirmed that the hackers had illicitly accessed data of approximately 6.9 million people.
hmm.
Hmm. I wonder. Maybe they
Interesting
needed to get rid.
coincidence.
Maybe they needed to get rid of some Israel bloodlines, some Jewish bloodlines. Finding out those people. Hmm.
Well, I did a video a while back about
Oh shit! Here we go. The affected customers were reported as primarily Ashkenazi Jews, but also
Ashkenazi.
including. There we go. Huh? The day before, Huh.
You got to be kidding. Seriously, it
I'm
said
reading
that?
this shit right now. I am reading this shit right now. I don't believe in coincidences. They gonna take our internet away. I just want to let you know.
Hey,
Our
well,
internet is gonna be
hopefully
down.
y'all getting this information while y'all can.
Okay. 23&Me data leak was a data breach at a personal genomics company. 23&Me reported in October 2023. The cyber attack gathered profile and ethnicity information from millions of users. The affected customers were reported as primarily, say that word,
Primarily.
say
Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazi Jews, but also including hundreds of thousands of ethnically Chinese users.
Hmm.
Hmm.
No, they threw in the Chinese user just for fun to kind of sprinkle over a
Hey,
little.
you got to put parsley on top of some bullshit, baby, to make it good.
Hmm.
So then it goes, the hacker stole information customer had chosen to share with their DNA matches, which could include names, profiles, photos, birth years, locations, family surnames, grandparents, birthplaces, ethnicity estimates, mitochondrial DNA hypergroups, Y chromosome DNA hypergroups, links to external family trees, and any text context a customer had optionally included in their about section on October 6th, 2023.
Because I've always had the premise that a big portion of why they were pushing, this DNA stuff to, especially to black and brown people, is so they can tell them where they definitely were not from.
Yeah, that you're not Jew.
Like,
Bye.
no, y'all, you is from here, over here, way over here. You have nothing to do with this area over here.
Chris, don't worry. I'm about to talk to you about that, baby. I'm about to talk about how we've been asking for reparations since '64, and he just overlooked us and was like, we just gonna give it back to the white people, like they really need that help. But anyway, go ahead, boo.
Are you talking about with Trump?
Yeah, yeah. I see Chris at the bottom popping this shit, but we gonna finish this first. So yes, so like I said, y'all, it was for specific people. They put it in place for some specific people. All them Holocaust victims, so they can get their Holocaust money and them Holocaust scholarships. You know, that's what a lot of people used it for. A lot of parents did that shit hoping that their kids would get a scholarship and get some assistance so that they could go into different colleges based off of those scholarships. Them same scholarships that are no longer funded. Yeah.
Ugh,
Hmm.
interesting.
We ain't gonna have no internet after this, Marcus. They're gonna rip. This is this has been a great show. This might be our last show. Okay. I might get killed by my lesbian lover too.
Well, we'll be all right.
That shit was crazy. Yeah, the day before they decided to start bombing shit, they took all their DNA out. I
Hmm.
wonder why. I wonder why. Hmm. Got to make sure the rightful people get their rightful shit.
Well, it's funny. Charmonique was saying she has 4% Ashkenazi, and you have to start asking yourself, because this is when you talk to a lot of Jewish people,
Hmm.
they try to portray this image that, well, we just got here. I mean, we only came in. Most of my family only came in like after 1945.
Oh
No,
yeah.
that's not true. There's been, how many Ashkenazi politicians that I can show you that were here way before 1945, that were like governors in like 1901 and shit like that. How many who were literally who were part of the Confederate Army, who were generals? And we're not talking about that's just the Ashkenazi. We're not even talking about the Sephardics, who go back in this country all the way back to, Ponce de Leon and stuff like that, or Ponce de Leon. We're not even, do you know that literally Pirates of the Caribbean, if you go and look back, they were Jewish?
Huh?
I can show you a video, the Jewish Pirates of the Caribbean.
Googling it right now. Last little tidbit I just want to throw out the fact that they changed their in December they changed their terms of service that made it so that you couldn't sue them for that data breach. By the way,
Of course.
well, you know,
And
Jewish people
also
love to sue.
that ties into why that, They don't want you doing any kind of DNA testing within Israel. Start tracing them roots, because then you start having to ask the question: are you actually native to this land?
We talked about that part.
Mm-hmm.
Jewish Pirates of the Caribbean, how a generation of swashbuckling Jews carved out an empire in the New World. Oh, okay.
I told you. When you start coming over this stuff, you have to be like, you do a Shaggy. It's like, wait a minute. But
Yes.
and this is something I implore all of y'all to do. I implore all of y'all to do y'all research on the Dutch East Indian Trading Company and start looking at who the leaders of it were.
Huh. Before Trump takes away the African American History Museum, if you get a chance to do the virtual tour or anything, the very first floor is entire walls with the names of who the fuck had these ships. Okay.
Oh, boy,
When I
boy,
tell you,
boy.
come on, them fucking names, them names. Hmm. All
I
right.
mean, and then you start looking at who were running the slave markets, the auctions.
The Schultz, motherfucker. Mm-hmm.
Well, see what might trip you up is you'll see some names like trying to remember. You'll see what's a typical name that'll throw you off, like Perez or Perez, or
Mm-hmm.
what's another one? I'm trying to remember. Why come I can't remember his name? But he ran one of the big ones ports up in the Northeast, the slave market ports, where you'll just hear a Hispanic name, and that'll completely throw you off. You won't even realize, oh, wait a minute, he's Jewish?
Yes, he's Jewish.
But, you know, dang,
All
why
our
can't
history is,
was
all our
it
history is under attack.
Aaron something? Dang, why come I can't remember his name? But yeah, you start looking into it, you'll be blown away. What's up, Wesley? Encore. Hey, I'm just letting y'all know, Shine Bomb ain't the first one down there. I mean, y'all ever wonder why a lot of Mexican music starts sounding like some German polka? Ain't never crossed to your mind why would y'all music sound like some old European polka fucking music? What's with the accordions? Hmm?
We don't like them Jews.
Hey,
Sorry, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but that's what I heard
you
in the
probably
song. I
can't,
didn't
but
write that. I
it's
didn't
already
write
out.
that. I didn't write that. They wrote that. I was just singing what they said. I was
Hey, yes,
translating.
she was quoting, okay? Quoting, not stating.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't write that. They wrote that. I heard it. I only my Spanish is a little fucked up. I might have heard it wrong, but my Spanish is a little fucked up.
But Chamonix, when you get into, like, especially if you're a biblical person, the father is what matters most. Because according to the Bible, you are what your father is.
Ooh.
Not what the whatchamacallit tries to tell you. Like, I know in somebody else's book they try to say it goes by your mother, which is bullshit. It goes by your father.
I
Because
better think about it.
I had somebody explain it this way. They said, yo, if you take an apple seed and you plant an apple seed in America, what is it? It becomes an apple tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take that same apple seed and you plant it in Japan, it is still an apple seed, right?
Yep.
So, okay, the soil can kind of give it maybe a little bit different flavor to it, but it's still an apple tree when it come down to it. So,
This 23&Me shit though. This shit got me so wow. I
so
wasn't prepared to see that Jewish part when they was like, yeah, we hit all that shit.
I didn't know that either. You threw me with a curveball there. I didn't even put the two and two together that it happened right before October 7th. But uh so I guess this will lead into our next topic because I guarantee you this story there's more meat on the bone to it, and I hope that y'all go and dig in and take a peek. But she said in Mexico there's a lot of Argentine Jews, so maybe that's where they came from. They came directly from Germany. Trust and believe, because a whole lot of them were fleeing. And why do you think Argentina looks so white? Because we got a lot of people who were trying to flee from persecution, and I mean not persecution unfairly, persecution of the law by being tied to a certain group that was doing things. But yeah, going ahead. I mean, there's even conspiracy theories that believe that Adolf fled and went to Argentina and lived out his last days down there. Now, I don't know if I believe it. I
I mean,
wouldn't, rule it out
Hitler,
completely.
Hitler and Tupac were buck buddies when they vanished. I believe that.
He took him in. Is that what you're saying? He took Tupac
Yeah,
in. It's like,
he
yo,
definitely
you
did.
you could
Look,
chill here at my spot for a little while till you get on your feet.
yeah, like I get it. I know what they do. So come on through. Ivanka, you know what I'm saying? She gonna hook us up with a nice little meal over here. You feel me? She gonna look out. It's cool. You good, bro. You good. I'm a vouch for you. You good. Fidel down the street too. You know Fidel here, right? Yeah, yeah. Osama across the way. You feel me? Yeah, we all out here. We all out here.
That is starting to remind me of what was that movie? Was it Double Team? I don't know. I'm dating myself a little here. I don't know how many people remember this movie, but John Claude Van Damme had a movie with Dennis Rodman, and
Oh.
in the movie, what they would do with hitmen is like, and it's you would think they would be dead, but what they do is they literally take them into like a retirement, and they put them on this island. See all these hitmen who everybody think that are dead that are on this island. And I don't know. I'll leave it there for those who haven't seen it. Check it out. It's interesting movie.
Shut up. I watched this movie as a kid. Oh my god, you
You
are
remember
dating
that?
yourself. Shut up, yes, because Dennis Rodman wore that wild ass silver fucking
Oh,
chest
the
piece on
silver
that bitch.
pants. You remember that?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh man. I remember he threw that dude through the window like he was a free throw.
Yes.
But I'll leave it there. I mean, back then Van Damme movies were actually considered good and not completely as cheesy as they are now. But anyway, I don't mind some old '90s. Or I think it was '90s still.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mickey Rourke was
Mickey
in it
Rourke,
too.
yeah, Mickey Rourke, yeah, he was the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's remember you had old boy who had the who was holding the knives up under his feet. I'm like, how do
Yeah.
you hold a knife with your feet and slicing people up? Like, whoa, it's the next level. I don't know. All right, I'm nerding out on movies for a moment, um, but back onto the next topic because I figured this one goes a whole bunch of different angles, and I've been meaning to talk about this dude for a minute, but I want to make sure I got comfortable with enough facts and things to go into. Um, Curtis Yarvin. Now, I don't know how many people are familiar. Actually, you know what? Before I go anywhere with this, I want to hear in the chat how many people are familiar with Curtis Yarvin. And I'll wait. I'll give it some time. I'll answer Chris H in the meantime while y'all respond. Says yo, Street Fighter was my intro. Oh my goodness, that's your intro to him? What? So you completely missed Bloodsport?
Yeah, I was about to say Bloodsport was mine.
I'm like, man, what about Bloodsport and what was the other one? That was big.
Remember they used to play all his movies on like TBS.
Like my main one, my main Van Damme movie would be The Quest, and like a lot of people didn't even know about The Quest. I, I'm thinking, what was it? Lionheart, Bloodsport, Lionheart. Like there's been, Double Impact was my movie, but I see Thomas is not familiar. Yonina is familiar. Man, so okay, so I'm not hearing anybody saying that they're familiar with Curtis.
Neither am I. So we'll say that. I only know
All right,
bare minimum. So go
okay,
ahead and give us a quick history lesson on this man.
all right. So, and I'm explaining why do we need? What's the point of even bringing up Curtis Yarvin? I guess I could do this one of two ways. I'm gonna go into Curtis Yarvin, who this man is, his background, everything. Curtis Yarvin is a engineer in Silicon Valley. He's also had like a couple of companies. But where he's gotten most of his fame is he used to write these vlogs, and he went by the name of Mencius Molebug,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the tech geeks in Silicon Valley would read his writings, and his writings got very influential. And before getting into his writings, a little background on him. He grew up from wealthy parents, wealthy Ashkenazi parents who worked in the State Department. I just figured I'd put that little
Jesus.
bit out there.
Jesus.
Um, he was very, very bright. Like he spent time living in Dominican Republic, Haiti. His father like worked in the State Department. He described his parents as like communist, and him growing up in this privileged life, but also seeing deep poverty, I believe, affected a lot of his psyche. And I will go into that and explain a little bit more. So, going through school, he was very gifted. Um, and he skipped through school. Like, he started like high school at like 12 and ended up going to college at like, he was like, or for real, Doogie Howser. Like, he was going to college as like a little teenager. And so, imagine you starting high school at like 12 years old, what that would do to your social life. And keep in mind, this dude was going to school back in like, this would have been what, 70s, maybe the 80s. I can't remember exactly how old he is. I think he's in his 50s. So let's say roughly if he's 10 years older than
It would have been
me.
85. It would have been
Okay.
85 when he got into because he was
So
born in 73.
okay. So imagine what schools were like. And I know somebody like I know like Wesley will know. Think about how the 80s were
Mm.
and what it would have been like for a 12-year-old going to high school in the 80s. Let's just say that this kid probably got bullied quite a bit. And
Mm-hmm.
any kind of women that he was probably into weren't really feeling a little 12-year-old who thought he was smart and probably still going through puberty. Well, definitely, hell, he was 12. I mean, his balls might not have dropped yet. Um, but anyway, because he's kind of a little bit of a social outcast, he starts to get into, the computers more and more. And so this also shows his level of privilege. In 89, this kid was in like chat rooms. Most people didn't have computers. A lot of people didn't even know anything about being online, and he was already online back then. Um, so he basically gets in these chat groups back then, and most of the chat groups were actually set up by neo-Nazi groups. because a lot of the militias try to find ways that they can communicate and be off the grid in a sense, but still be able to reach out to their different people. So this is militias and neo-Nazi groups and all that who have kind of basically set the groundwork for where he's spending a lot of his early childhood or whatever. He ends up graduating valedictorian and going to college. So he's going to college, what, probably 15, 16 years old. I think even less because I think he skipped some more. And I think he ended up graduating high school at like 14. So he goes off to college and he becomes in one of those like really, really gifted programs for tech and all that. So he's not really popular in college, kind of a little bit of a nerd, a reject. It's kind of weird because the more we'll get into explaining some of this stuff, you'll realize like Revenge of the Nerds back in the day, that was kind of funny, like haha, this is like a bad Revenge of the Nerd. This is like if the nerd's revenge is like I want to really punish people and I want to get back vengeance on all the people who rejected me. Because he doesn't cite that he was officially bullied or beat up or anything like that, which I wouldn't be surprised if he was. But anyway, this kid, he gets into the whole tech world, and so he still stays on these websites, and he's talking to basically other tech nerds, and so one of his teachers gives him this book from this certain economist for him to go into, and it starts talking about like how countries should really actually be run, and starts talking about monarchies and things like that. And so, fast forward a little bit, he gets older, starts a corporation. That corporation goes under, um, but he had already had a couple 100,000 to sit on. So he kind of sits back with the money he has and he gets deeply into reading and coming up with his different worldview and philosophy.
Pause. I just
And
want to insert. I just want to insert.
sure,
That
go
is
ahead.
that is the worst thing anybody could do is read. Okay. If you ever look at the blueprint of any slave master, they don't need you to read. So once you get to reading, then just know there's a revolt coming. Go ahead.
All right. So he starts reading all of these different philosophers who have like um more of a critique of society and government and things like that. And he becomes kind of more anti-government. He feels like, I reject basically, academia and democracy and all that stuff. Um, and he starts basically putting out his view that he believes that FDR, for instance, FDR ran America like a corporation. And so, therefore, America should be run by like a CEO or a
Mm-hmm.
dictator.
Oof.
And so he believed that, like he wanted Steve Jobs is the person he believed that would have been perfect to run America, which I don't know if y'all know much about how Steve Jobs ran his company, but he treated his workers like shit.
Yes, child. He cheated kids like shit. Fuck you talking about?
Exactly. And so this is who Curtis Yarvin wanted to run the country. And he wanted America to run like a business. Well, he starts to get like more and more attention within the tech world. And so basically these people who kind of all grew up like him, super nerds who and which I was a nerd to a degree, but I wasn't a nerd like these kids. These were kind of the kids which basically didn't have social lives, kind of a little bit socially awkward, and but they all managed a certain degree of success and wealth. And many of them look back on like, our parties that we were at, the girls, they should have been hanging out with us instead, and things like that.
Yeah.
they started he started to have a little bit of a supremacy kind of issue, which is kind of interesting because like what we talked about, he ties back to Ashkenazi, which you look at many Zionists, their ideology is a little bit on the supremacist side. So it makes sense. This guy has a little bit of a supremacist complex. He comes up with the belief system that most of the people who are wealthy or in power, it's because they were just born that way. And inherently they are better than everybody else. So therefore they should lead and guide everything. And, to paraphrase his stuff, he believed that we should have basically one really, really smart CEO, and all of these business owners should decide who that leader should be. Basically, kind of eliminating our vote out. Like the rest of the people, we don't need to have no input in that. Just basically the rich of society will decide who they want to be their leader, and kind of like a board of directors. A board of directors will have input, and the rest of the public has no input on what goes on. There's a whole bunch of problems with that, which I'll go into after laying that out more and more and more. Well, anyway, he eventually gets doxxed, and they find out, oh, this is Curtis Yarvin. Well, when you look into Curtis Yarvin, you'll find that one of the big proponents of his belief system and people who pushed him was a man by the name of Peter Thiel. So
Hmm?
Peter
That man
Thiel,
owns PayPal.
PayPal, Palantir, and I know Palantir got brought up, but this man is also one of the proponents of smart cities, uh, amongst a bunch of other things. So anyway, um, Curtis Yarvin, one of his ideas that he had, it was called Rage, retire all government employees. Does that sound similar to anything
Hmm.
that might be going on?
Hmm.
Um, Elon Musk came up with Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, which is air quote supposed to get rid of waste, which basically all he's been doing is firing people.
Yep.
Yes, Ruby, exactly. Dark
Yes, dark
enlightenment.
enlightenment. Yep. I was
That's
trying
what
to
they
like
call
her
themselves.
comment.
That's what they call themselves. And so, when you really start digging into like hearing him talk, he's well read. You can tell he's definitely well read. He's definitely an intelligent guy, but he uses a whole lot of words to cover up what he's really trying to say. What he's really trying to say is he believes that the people in his ilk should run and decide everything, and they are inherently good. Now, keep in mind, Curtis Yarvin, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, even JD Vance, all these guys are like real big into like sci-fi, and like Lord of the Rings is like their like go-to. So in fact, Peter Thiel has like six of his companies that are named after things with the Lord of the Rings. Um Palantir being one of them, which is like I don't know a whole about Lord of the Rings, but I do know that that's one of them. So anyway, his goal is believing that we need to basically end democracy, shut down the government, and have basically a dictatorship. Now, Trump is not necessarily the guy that they want, but he is a good first step that they want. They really want a guy like JD Vance because they're like JD Vance. He's good at kind of covering it up, but he does agree with what he believes. Um, and when you get into it, he doesn't clearly say it, but you can tell basically Curtis Yarvin is a white supremacist. He is without a doubt. He gives all kind of echoes and nods to white supremacy, and it kind of makes sense of the people that he's tied in with. A couple of the people being Elon Musk, who definitely champions a lot of the apartheid policies and feels like the Afrikaners were treated so unfairly. Well, if you look into that whole PayPal mafia, which is Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and why am I forgetting the other one? Was it Sachs was it? Is it David Sachs? I think it's David
Hold
Sachs.
on, let me Google real quick because I just finished reading about Dark Enlightenment. Let me look
Which
that up.
David, if it's David Sachs, it's I know it's something Sachs. But he actually is another one of Trump's advisors, who he doesn't get very much attention. But he is part of that also. These guys all together are literally trying to bring in some form of tech feudalism. And with the smart cities, what we talked about earlier, they believe in watching you at all times and being able to monitor everything. They say, oh, but in a benign way, because how they look at Lord of the Rings is like, oh, well, see what happened when they had this good king who was of good heart and mind, and that's all we need in this world. And without acknowledging that, you know what, people are not like the movies. People are infallible. I mean, and people are fallible. People will make mistakes. Um, a lot of people, when they get power, sometimes that power corrupts them. But for him, he throws all of these things out. He does, in fact, like I heard somebody ask the
Did you
question.
say Steve Bannon too? Did you bring up him?
I didn't bring up Steve Bannon, but I'm glad you did, because Steve Bannon agrees with Curtis Yarvin, and
Mm-hmm.
it I can't
He worked
what,
as he was a strategist for Trump during his first administration, but Trump got rid of him.
exactly.
So now
I'm
he's
trying to
freelancing.
remember what is it? Which country is it that it was? Is it Namibia? Maybe that was a white own was I think it was like 3% white people, and they control that country. And basically, a lot of these guys, like, they ran it basically like almost like it was like a white supremacist dream. You know, white people who were completely in power, and they lorded over this, this black population. Like one of his examples he loves to go to, and talks about Haiti, and Haiti basically couldn't be any different, because Haiti is the way it is because of the people. Like like none of the different coups and all those things that have happened, and all this intervention outside, has nothing to do with why Haiti is the way it is. It's basically because this the type of people, that's kind of their culture. Yeah. And he's even said, like, he believes that slavery isn't inherently an evil thing, that there's a natural order kind of between like a slave and a master and things like that. So anyway, I kind of laid out a little bit of his thinking and his belief system, but this man is the thought leader for most of Silicon Valley. And not only Silicon Valley, you can see echoes of it of many of the people who were part of Project 2025. And so when people act like, oh, it's not a big deal, and well, Trump didn't do much the first time around, okay, he might not have, because Trump is not the one who's running this.
Mm-mm.
Trump is the
Elon.
puppet. Trump is the puppet so they can get in the door. Elon's not even running this, because Elon agrees with the philosophy, but Elon is a follower. If you look at the person who's really the brains behind these things, is a Curtis Yarvin, the person who is also one of the masterminds behind this, and who has the money. Like Curtis Yarvin sounds smart. The person who really does is the real, like, super villain behind this is Peter Thiel. And shout out again to Sebs. Sebs would always be like, no, you need to pay attention to Peter Thiel.
Hey Chris, people with power are deeply evil. Remember in Space Jams when the aliens wanted to beat Michael Jordan, what did they do? They drank that super juice and then they all got big and evil. That's what happens when you get power. That's power. That's why they turn evil. I don't know what it is about power, but power just turns people evil
Well,
in Space Jam.
think about what the Martian wanted to do with Michael Jordan.
He wanted to put him. He wanted him to be a slave and play basketball all goddamn day
Exactly.
because that's what niggas do.
So not only was he evil and wanted to enslave him, he literally wanted to put a black man in chains.
Yes, and make him do what black people do. Dribble
Sir.
that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Dribble that ball, nigga.
Yep.
Now, hey, sidebar before you finish. Do you think that when space comes down, you think we're gonna have to be niggas in space too?
Honestly, for me, I don't even believe they're ever going to get to no form of outer space. I think because the person who's trying to get us there is an idiot. And I also know
Mm-mm.
I don't think
No,
we're
no, no,
getting
no,
out.
no.
I don't think we're
I'm
getting outside
saying
the firmament anyway. But
true. Ooh, don't talk about that now. That's a whole nother episode. But I'm just saying, if the quote unquote Donald Trump hand aliens were to come and pick us up, you think we niggas in other galaxies too? I suck.
honestly, I think it'd probably be reversed because they'd be like, you know what? We saw what's been going
We
on
saw
there,
what
man.
happened. Yeah, let us help you out real quick. God, they don't like y'all. What y'all do? We didn't do anything. Nothing. Nothing. And they treat you like this. That's so terrible. Come over here. We're gonna treat you right.
They'd be like, nah, we see what y'all can do. That's why they treat you that way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What was that? Shout out to Meteor Dreams. What's up, Meteor Dreams? All cloaks of corrupted Yamu. Yeah, I don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh, but yeah, that's. I mean, in a nutshell, to kind of sum it up without going too far more winded than I already have been. All of these people, and if you look at it, Peter Thiel is the person who propped up JD Vance. He's the person who, if it wasn't for him, I don't think Elon Musk would be where he is. Um, uh, who's another one? Mark Zuckerberg,
Mm.
Facebook. He's the one who funded Facebook. Um, I mean, you could go through that. There's plenty of people within Silicon Valley who, if it wasn't for Peter Thiel, they wouldn't even be there. So that's so when you see like Palantir and what he's trying to do with Palantir, how he's trying to make it he's almost like creating a shadow government. And so that they can shut down this government. And even JD Vance, when you read some of the stuff that he talked about, he's like, do I believe the government's gonna collapse at some point? Yes. But we need to be prepared for when that does so that we can just move in. And so that's the reason why the whole Shadow Link and SpaceX and all that is to replace government agencies, and that's their goal, to completely privatize everything, so they can literally turn this thing into a giant corporation. Oh yeah, pre-crime, all that. That's the reason why I said like well, and a perfect example. If you want to see what Palantir's machine is, and now in this show they use it in a noble way, to kind of disguise it, because in all these shows they're never going to show you it as the evil side. They're always going to show the bright side of it. If you look at person of interest is basically what Palantir's system is. No, did you see person of interest?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that show, this machine is literally analyzing everybody, and it's analyzing the possibility of a crime to happen.
Oh,
And so,
Minority Reporting it.
yeah, but it's, instead of Minority Report, how it uses a psychic twin, this one is showing a machine which is able to do that.
Oh no, hell no. Y'all better go ahead with that. Don't tell me I'm about to do some shit without doing some shit. I threaten people too much for that.
Yeah, it literally will be like, okay, so we noticed that every Saturday night, Teal normally goes, and at this time she calls up these group of friends. They talk for this amount of time. Then we notice that Till goes over to this liquor store around this time. Her phone shows her traveling this direction. She hangs out in this place for about 3 or 4 hours, and then she comes back home. Well, we noticed that 2 Saturdays in a row she broke habit. She didn't do that this time. Her phone shows that she stayed at home completely by herself.
Mm-mm.
We
She out
noticed that
breaking
that
law.
we noticed that she's not posting as many happy memes and all that, and she's staying kind of alone. It seems like she's depressed. Oh, we know that she just recently bought a gun. You get what I'm saying? It tracks all of these different things that you do and comes up with an assessment to guess what you're going to do.
She
It
might
says
commit suicide one day. Dun, dun.
exactly. Oh, we noticed that Marcus had this argument with this dude, and we noticed that. Oh, well, now he's following this dude. Oh, well, now we notice that. Oh, there's an argument with him and this girl. You know what I'm saying? And they start analyzing. Okay, well, now he's hanging out in this area. He's casing. You get what I'm saying? He's planning something, and so that's how they use that system in based on person of interest. They're able to be able to tell, well, more than likely, this person plans on killing this person over here by these different things that the computer is picking up. Well, that's what Palantir actually does. Mm.
You gonna
So I
send me
don't
the
know.
map, Sean? I'm ready for it.
What
Who the
i-
fuck
what
is
is what
Sabrina
is your
White?
thoughts on this? Now that I've given you, this little spill on Yarvin,
Man,
Teal, all of these different people who are basically in charge.
I've been waiting to see, you know what I'm saying, who's really running the government. Cause it's been hard for me to believe that, at first I was like, maybe it's Elon. For the longest time, I was like, it's Elon. Elon's evil. Look at him. He has no emotions on his face because he's autistic. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
This, he ain't got no lines on his forehead from, you know what I'm saying? He don't scrunch his
Hmm.
face up.
Yep.
So I always thought it was him at first. But then I was like, but he couldn't have come up with this plan by himself. So I thought it was Zuckerberg, the China man from TikTok, and Elon. I thought it was those three amigos.
Hmm.
But and now you done showed me that it's actually some really really evil motherfuckers, and I didn't even think PayPal, bro, because I'm like, damn, PayPal is better than Cash App, like they
Yeah.
let you get your refund back, not to
Well,
sound
think about it.
petty.
You were talking about the 15-minute cities. Do you know
Yeah,
who's working on the tech for the 15-minute cities?
yes, I do.
These mofos are.
Yeah, yeah, which is insane, and it's just like, God damn, Silicon Valley, San Francisco, and now it makes sense because I mean, I ain't even gonna hold you. I've definitely like written down my evil villain, what I'm saying, synopsis. Anytime that what I'm saying, if I was in charge, this is what I would do. I remember one time a friend of mine, we both wrote, like we sat and just did creative writing, and that was the topic is if you could have been Hitler, how would you have done it? Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And like I chimed in. First off, I'm taking the books away. That's why they burn books.
Yeah.
Can't read. That stops revolts. And the friend that I was doing with, she's a doctor, so we were just shooting the shit. But like after we really like passed each other our shit and ran through it, yeah, them motherfuckers is doing it because I picked up some of the same doctrines. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Granted, I'm not saying that, white people are superior, obviously, because I'm not white. I can't think in the mindset and I don't want to help them motherfuckers because they've already had enough assistance in life, in my opinion. But yeah, if I wanted to make an environment where me and my people could thrive, that's what I would do. The same fucking thing. Same thing. Start
Hmm.
small, make little, rants here and there and find enough people that kind of like what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, get a little louder, find a couple more people, get the funding I need. It don't
Well,
take long.
here's something interesting when you go into like we already talked about that he grew up in apartheid South Africa. But do you know anything about Musk's parents?
Weren't they slave owners? Ain't they Dutch?
Well, emerald owners. His father owned an emerald mine.
Oh
Well,
hell. Well, oh, what? Who mines the emerald mines?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, 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 mm.
So because it's kind of some crazy information. Musk's father. They're actually Canadians. They lived in Canada, and while they were in Canada, they were doing their version of we need to shut down the government and it needs to be privatized. Back in like the I want to say what was it in the 30s and 40s, they started to grow a kinship with what was going on in Germany over there. They were really digging what was going on. Um,
Mm,
they didn't like how they were getting shut down, and then once they saw the apartheid regime start to gain power in South Africa, his father was like, "Yo, that's the place for me." And so he picked up his family and moved to South Africa so he could be a part of the apartheid regime and benefit from it. Well, they said on his mother's side, his mother was like 1000% with the German people in the 40s. And so Elon's there until he hits 18. Um, he's seeing kind of the strife because that at this time you're starting to have all the pushback with Mandela and all that, and uh,
mm-hmm.
apartheid is starting to kind of hit its cracks in the surface. He leaves and moves to Canada because he's still maintaining his citizenship because his parents were Canadians, and then comes to the States. Well, what was the guy? David Sachs. His parents, he's a South African also. So he grew up in that same kind of thing. Peter Thiel was actually born in Germany, and his parents aligned with that side. And he lived in, I can't remember, he lived in a couple places, but I know he did live in South Africa for a couple of years before his family moved to the Bay Area. And he grew up in San Francisco. And so if you wonder, how did San Francisco become this tech whatever? He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the first one, but all of these guys, Elon, Mark Andreessen, like um, Peter Thiel, Curtis Yarvin, all these guys were like early people who were getting into the whole tech stuff and getting into computers and all that. And they were getting into computers at the time when it was starting to rise up before the dot com bubble. And that's like Elon, Peter Thiel, the whole PayPal mafia. They got all this stuff together, and this is also right at the time when Jeff Bezos was starting Amazon. So all this stuff all happened right during the dot com bubble, and
Mm.
all of these are the guys who cashed out and won and made their money before the bubble collapsed. And if you look into it, all of these guys' history goes back to basically stock market day traders.
Damn. If only I had gotten in earlier, y'all. I'd be out here owning land and people by now. Shit, I'm gonna miss my wave, man.
Well, we weren't born in the right time to be able to really benefit like them.
No, you're right. And
That's
yet they
what
still
it
think
is.
they need help. Y'all still want to have help?
Well, here's the thing. They've had multiple companies that have failed. I mean, Peter Thiel, he literally raised $1 million for one dude and invested into his company for it to fall apart. And one of his things that he puts out to people is, I want to hear an idea that you have that is an unpopular fact. I don't want to hear something, oh, well, you said there's no God. Well, a lot of people believe that. I don't want to hear you say, oh, we didn't go to a moon. A lot of people believe that. I want to hear one thing that you believe in that nobody else believes in. And so that's how he tries to push his people to think on ideas. And once he gets that idea, he invests. And with the whole PayPal thing, they already kind of had They had already had one failure, but they learned some things from it. There was another guy, Max, who came into the picture, which he's like ultra wealthy now. Um, he's the one who kind of made it work and had the features, but at the same time, Elon had his company X.com where he was doing a
Hey,
similar
he
thing.
he just got rid of it. He just sold it to it. He just sold it
No,
back
no,
to
I'm
himself.
talking about the original company. He
Oh,
had an
okay, yeah,
original
yeah, yeah.
company, X.com, and he turned Twitter into X because he wanted to like be able to recreate the company he had before. That's the reason why I say he's going to try to get into turning this into some form of WeChat because that goes back to it goes back to a far advanced version of basically what X.com and PayPal were.
Mm.
Because X.com, for a little while, he actually changed the name to X.com. While he was out on vacation, Peter Thiel kind of like backstabbed him and switched it back to PayPal, and they put him in as CEO. And so they bought Elon out of the contract.
Got your ass. Oh, how you got? Oh, when you get out money, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta fucking hurt. How you get out money? That's when it was like, don't do
And see,
that.
Elon
Stay
had
in your
more
place.
money than them, though.
Hey, stay in your place though. You ain't got.
He, he had more money. He was the one who was with the deeper pockets at the time.
Well, that's the
But
thing.
Peter
He don't.
Thiel outmaneuvered him.
But because he knew. See, and that's the thing. See, your wealth, your net wealth, it sounds good, but I don't think he had more money. You know, he had more investment. Like he had more checks. We'll say that he had more checks in hand, but not checks cash. Does that make sense? You get what I mean by
Yeah, oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah. So Elon always had more checks in hand, but not checks cashed, and they know that. They knew that,
Well,
especially
the,
when PayPal is the check cashing company.
well, the crazy part about it is both of them, most of their money that they like they both made it to the point of being billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
But what took them to like these 30s and 40s and 50s and 100 and 200, 300 billion is the government contracts.
Yep. And if they don't want to fuck with you, they ain't got to.
Because Elon and Peter Thiel both, all they've done is somebody else had a good idea and they invested in it. That's literally all they've done. These are stock market guys. They made their money on stock market and then they invested in another idea. Um, I honestly look at Jeff Bezos as actually far smarter than they are. Jeff Bezos actually, through looking at the trends, he was like, wait a minute, I see a market here on this. So I'm going to go buy this and invest in that and then make this flip. He's doing all his shit without government contracts. His money is his money. If the government contracts dried up for Elon Musk and for Peter Thiel, a lot of their money would just shrivel. Now, I still think that they would probably be worth $1 billion, but they would go back down to like 1 or 2 billion, not this hundreds of billions. None of this richest man shit. But Jeff Bezos, his money will still be there.
He just went and yeah, because he just went and bought some goddamn bags. I don't care. I'm sorry. I read that article today where they was like Jeff Bezos was seen walking out of Dolce & Gabbana with his new bitch. Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
y'all got on this man. This man been quiet for I don't know how long. What happened to that nigga yacht?
Yeah. Um, what is it? Nina said like, I need to read there's a big new Brzezinski's book, which I agree. A lot of people definitely do need to read. I mean, I know the highlights of it. I haven't actually read the book, but I know what he's talking about, and that's somebody you got to watch out for. Also, I mean, he was a primary organizer of the Trilateral Commission, and so when you start like, I'm telling you, when y'all really start, and these are just like I put it this way: if there's a henchman who's sitting there like the Sith Lord, you know, these are the Senator Palpatines. This is the public face of it. There's somebody who's sitting on the other side of that who's even running them because in order for Peter Thiel to keep investing in these companies, somebody was loaning him money to help him get started.
Mm-hmm. Hey, to the dude that said they all look like evil, like villains and stuff. If you don't have pointy eyebrows, I don't think you can be in the club, in my opinion. I'm
And
just looking at
shout
all.
out to Philly Yard Vibes.
Hey, what's up? And yes, you're right. Elon was born with the bunnies in his pockets
All
because of
of
how
these
his business
guys
went.
were.
They
All of
all
these
were,
guys we're talking about all come from money. They all silver
and
spoon
they
kids.
and they go to the same eyebrow lady, obviously, because these eyebrows on these people, from Brzezinski to Zelensky to Putin, they all got the same eyebrow threading lady. Like,
But remember what I said. And for those who've listened to this show for a long time, y'all remember me telling you this. The genesis of all of these people all go back to Germany and Russia. If you look at it, all these people trace back to Germany and Russia.
and that means they're all descendants to, drum roll please,
Hmm.
Dracula. They're all descendants to Dracula.
Oh yeah. I mean, even when you're talking about Zbigniew Brzezinski, Poland,
Mm-hmm.
that they're all come from right in this little area. And these people have taken their feuds in this area and expanded it out to the whole world to be involved in it. I'm telling you, look throughout our government. Look throughout our government. And one of the current things you're gonna see is how is a group of people who make up 2% of America's population somehow in everything, at the top of everything, running everything. How in the fuck is everything surrounding you? But then you tell us, I don't have no power. I don't run anything. It's just a coincidence. Everything's a coincidence.
Yeah, just like 23&Me went down and got breached the day before y'all blew some shit up. Yeah, I remember
I
that.
mean, do you know anything about what is it, Anne Wojcicki, who her sister Susan Wojcicki, who passed away, was I think last year, who was the head of YouTube?
No.
Yeah, check them out.
And Waziski? What?
Anne Wojcicki. Look up 23&Me CEO and look at her bio. That's all I'm saying. Just look
Oh
at her
my
bio.
God. Also step. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Why did the CEO of 23&Me step down? In a statement on social media, Waziski, whatever her name is, said that she resigned to be in the best position as an independent bidder.
Hmm. That's what I'm saying. You start looking into these people, and her sister used to be over YouTube.
What is the Breakthrough Prize? The Breakthrough Prize in Life Science is a scientific award funded by internet entrepreneurs Mark Zuckerberg.
What about it? What did him and her have in common?
Priscilla Chan, it gets better.
What
Sergey Brin of Google. All these niggas.
what did I
What?
try to tell you?
What the fuck?
What did I try to tell you?
Research aimed to curing intractable diseases and extending human life. These motherfuckers. Oh my god.
We're now that video that I showed you, certain celebrities. Remember that video
Yeah.
I sent you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now go back. Now that you have this purview, look back at it again.
Now this got me fucked up. Okay, because now I'm about to be out here looking like old boy from fucking Sunny in
From
Philadelphia with my goddamn red yarn and my fucking bullet board. I mean my cork board. Because what you telling me is, first off, you telling me the CEO of 23&Me is best friends with Facebook and Google. And all together, these motherfuckers have created a breakthrough prize in life science, which researches how to extend human life, right? Now check me
I
out.
forgot. Peter Thiel is also working on that.
Yes, he is, because where do they have this shit at? San Francisco.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Hey,
Yeah.
do you think that I was going down a rabbit hole one day. This is how you know I be fucked up some days. I need to go back to smoking weed. I didn't learn as much as I did when I was smoking weed. And since I've been sober for 3 weeks because I have to get surgery, I have just been going down Reddit rabbit holes. I went down a rabbit hole that thinks that the kids that got killed at the University of Berkeley in the
Hmm.
70s, that protest was a ritual killing. And the reason I even got into the ritual killing was because of the black twins that got killed on the mountain and how 6 black men have been killed on that mountain in the last like year or something. And they were all ritualistically sick, like they were all positioned ritualistically and shit.
I don't doubt it. I mean, if you look into the Kennedy assassination, I mean, some of the stuff that was going on was pretty weird. I don't know. I'm gonna find. You need to check out that interview that Steve did with Corey Hughes
I
because
will.
he brought up stuff. I was like, what? A chicken suit? What the heck does that have to do with anything?
Bruh. Bruh.
And so
So
it was a
let's
lot of stuff that was going on. Like even when I did the interview talking about Zionism with dang, why am I blanking on my boy's name? Um I did the interview with the antidote. Um it was Jeremy and Greg from the antidote. And I was like, wait a minute, the Zapruder film, his name his name is Abraham Zapruder? Why did that never click to me? Abraham Zapruder.
mm.
Hmm.
All right. See, now you got me going down a fucking goddamn rabbit hole. So, old girls 23. Okay, because this 23&Me thing got me fucked up. It got me fucked up.
Oh,
So,
if you think that got you fucked up, look at the other DNA companies too.
well, let's just sit on this one since we talked about them earlier
Uh-huh.
today. So, 23&Me got hacked the day before they got them people got blown up over there. Okay, we
Hmm.
know that happened. So now we know who was the CEO of it. Bing. Her daddy was the chairman of the physicist board at the University of Berkeley.
Hmm.
Okay, boom. And in the chair at Stanford University. Okay, this
Hmm.
nigga, sorry, he's not a nigga. This man created a thing called the superconducting super collider.
Yes.
What the
Which
hell,
that's what they're
Marcus?
working on the
It.
border of yeah,
Oh my God.
that's what they've been working on over there. What is it? Sweden? What is it? The
And in
Sweden and
Texas, there's one
I'm
in
telling you.
Texas,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh yeah,
They.
yeah, that's right. But that one's smaller. That's the smaller
I.
one.
I know, but here, like, come on now. We just talked about these smart cities.
Uh-huh.
That one's in Texas. So, oh my God. And he worked for the United States Department of Energy. Her
Hmm.
daddy. Her daddy, bro.
Yes, yes, Wes. I'm talking about CERN.
So one sister was the former CEO of YouTube. The other sister,
What's the
the
form? Yeah.
Google's first office was started in Susan's home. That's
In her
one of the
garage.
that's one
Yes,
it,
in her garage.
that's insane. That's one of the sisters. Then the other one founded goddamn, oh my God. The other one founded 23&Me, and the last sister is the assistant professor of pediatrics at UCSF.
Hmm.
So y'all out here taking the babies and getting the scary genes out the babies and then using it to feed your friends. And you know what I'm talking about because they do that in Haiti, which is what pissed me off when everybody brings up Haiti because you know what I'm talking about. I don't even
Oh
got to say
yeah. Listen to Ladarius. Check out
it.
the background on CERN.
Oh, Lord have
Oh,
mercy.
wait a minute. Oh, that video's on Hebrew apologetics. The one with CERN.
CERN, Ladarius,
Yeah.
stop it because you're going to make me not sleep tonight.
Um I gotta share I gotta share that video with you. Cause I
CERN
did a video.
CEO.
Um Man, I wish I could put it on the screen. Dang. T- 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 t-
I'll hold it down if you want to switch over. And God damn it, I didn't want to say the word, Ladarius, but
yeah,
yes,
don't say the word either. Don't. We won't
because
say the word.
we really gonna get fucking knocked the fuck off for that one.
So let's see. Give me a second. Let me see if it'll let me come back in
Now,
here.
Ladarius, stop spelling it right, because you're right.
Hold on a second.
Ladarius, why you? I see why you can and can't be on this motherfucking goddamn show. Talk about it. It is the White Rabbit going down the freaking goddamn Alice in Wonderland hole of fuckery and bullshit. Because this is insane. Y'all done blew my mind today. This is a good episode, Marcus. Who you telling? So Wesley, look, talk to me about that shit. I just got my TikTok back. Okay. I
Oh,
just
you
got
better
my
not dare
TikTok.
try to talk about this shit on TikTok.
I can't. I have to make jokes on TikToks. I got to do funny, stupid shit that makes me go viral. I went viral on my second Snapchat because they took my first Snapchat down because I was talking this type of shit on my Snapchat. I thought I was safe on Snapchat, and they took my Snapchat away. So now I know now I can only make funnies. I can only make jokes. I had to make a joke about how I get guy. I was like, yeah, guys, I get it. I understand why you say wild and disparaging things inside of my inbox. I'd risk it all for a biscuit too. That fucking would have 4,000 fucking goddamn views. But when I talk about food deserts, it's 200 views and I'm shadow banned for a month. Crazy. Particle physicist. Oh my God, y'all. I see why I see why I subconsciously don't want to have a kid. Girl, he didn't spell it right for a reason. Yeah, all of that. Just sound it out. Y'all know what we talking about because that's the Voldemort word. We can't say that. They really take our internet today.
I mean, maybe they already knew where I was gonna go today. They was like, "We don't need him. We know what you've been looking up all week. We don't need you
Mm-hmm.
trying to show these people what you trying to show them."
Mm-hmm. Cut it out.
They're like, "Hey, if my search history was nothing but like Instagram jokes and thoughts on Instagram," they were like, "Yeah, yeah, show that." Oh, he watched Faces of Death 15 times. Yeah, you can
Bark,
talk
bark,
about
bark,
that.
bark, 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 bark. Hilarious, right?
But now you're trying to talk about the movers and shakers who doing some
Mm-mm.
stuff.
On my platform, on Al Gore's internet, the devil is a liar. You not
Mm-hmm.
about you not about to use my shit to Google about me and what I be doing.
Yeah,
That's fucking funny.
but I don't know, and it's crazy to me because my phone is T-Mobile also. I got outstanding service. I like
Always.
I go to places where I have no signal and I'll be watching videos on my phone, talking on my phone, no problem.
Because because they got a file on your ass and they're like, he's not talking to anybody of importance today. Not today. Not right now. But get on this interweb where this YouTube's is. You're not fitting to talk about the YouTube lady about her sister, okay, using Steve Jobs' internet. God damn it. Not over here, you're not. Fuck it up. Now every 2 words. We catch every 2 words, Marcus.
Charge.
See? You see that? You see that? Did y'all catch that? Couldn't even get that whole sentence, Marcus.
It used to be real rough out here when she was in charge.
Who? Which one? Who was in charge? Who, Marcus? See, they blinking him out. See, look, they censoring him already. I don't know what you're talking about. Explain in details. Hold up. What's anadrama? Okay. So, oh, thank you. Thank you. So we don't have to say it out loud.
You remember like when y'all were in class, come on, help your
Sound
neighbor.
help
Help
your
your
neighbor. Sound it
neighbor.
out. Sound it out. Yeah, yeah. Yipper's up to date.
Now let's see. I'm gonna try hopping off here real
Mm-hmm.
quick, and then I'm gonna come
I'm,
back
I'm,
to. I'm gonna try to come in on the.
okay.
All right.
Okay. So yes, Ladarius. So we can't talk about We not about to be out here talking about Susan on Ann's. No, we not about to talk about Ann on Susan's network about what Janet be doing on Al Gore's interwebs. Yipper, we can't do it out loud. Golly, you know better. Come catch me. I don't even know where you gonna be able to find me where I can say that out loud, Yipper. I, you gonna have to. I don't even know where you gonna find it. You gonna have to get on Reddit and Reddit that shit, boo boo. Cause we trying to keep this show on YouTube, and if we say that, oh shit, they're gonna take us out. Oh, Susan's last name is. I can give you that. Susan's last
I
name.
guess it said screw that. It ain't letting me in on the laptop.
Marcus. I told you.
They like,
No,
nah.
not Cornhub. No, Susan's last name. I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna type it for you.
I used to call her Jabberwocky.
It kind of looks like Jabberwocky. I am up there. See, that's okay. Sidebar, since Marcus is having technical difficulties. So I use my Telegram for my LS life. I don't use it. I need to use it for my secret society life, but I use it for my LS life because that's low key my secret society. And honestly, I don't even want to be in it no more. So I'm in the AM wake up. Marcus, do you have a Telegram channel yet?
Mm-mm.
You should get one. We should make one for the political matrix just so we can drop videos and other shit in it for these type of moments where we can't really speak on what we want to speak on, you know.
I mean, I might what was it? I was thinking of doing I don't know. Well,
All right, Bookie.
once I got this figured out, yeah, whoever TM is, yes, that's her
It's
name.
me. That's me. It's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So go ahead, Yipper, and go
I
down
guess
the
I
rabbit
do have
hole.
one. Whoops. That's right, I do got one. I forgot about it.
You got one? Come on. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna get
forgot
the
about it. Yeah,
telegram.
I do got one.
Oh hell, look, they're already taking them out now. He didn't say it too much. We're gonna get the telegram together, y'all.
That's right. I do got yeah. I just gotta add Teal.
Yes. So I will get on it and then we'll be able to talk about all of that stuff. Um Crazy work, y'all. Crazy work. This was a good show. I ain't even gonna hold
Yeah.
you.
I mean,
Did
and
we
oh
did we hit all our talking points today? Hold on,
yeah,
let me
yeah,
make sure.
we hit everything. We hit all our topics. And it's probably, you know what? Think everything happened for a reason. It was meant to go down this way because if I did the videos, it probably would have stretched the show out super long. And so that's probably good. Plus, I got to get my black ass up early because I'm
Nah,
covering at
me
work.
nah, me too. I gotta okay, so I'm sitting in for
It
Steve
is. It
tomorrow
is
on the AM
Dipper.
wake up. It is. It's very much that, Buki.
Yeah. This show.
This was a great show, Wesley. You really need to rewind it and listen to it for
It's
real.
it's a lot of information dropped in here. Like I tell people all the time that this was a very strong show, but the show where you want to really get, I tell you, I went back and watched this show. I had to I had to break this up. I was like, well, hold on a second. I put out just too much. Not I, not I alone. We put out way too much information in that understanding Zionism.
Mm.
Now, if y'all follow on the Twitters, that video is pinned to the Political Matrix channel. So
So go catch up on that. Then come double track on this one in between now and next week. Where we hope that the world don't blow up between now and then, you know.
yeah,
So
We-
yeah, catch us next episode of We Still Here, guys.
and keep in mind, I did this. I want to say, in fact, I wonder if I'm able to. I'm wondering if I'm able to even look and see. I want to see. Oh, never mind. I forgot about this video. I don't know about. I think you know what? Should we end with a little comedy?
I think so. It's
Just a
lighthearted, so
little
we
bit.
should.
Do y'all remember? Y'all remember repos? Y'all have to get the audio. I can't show y'all the video. But do you remember repos? Cat Williams,
Yes.
Michael Blackson, Master P.
Yes.
For some reason, I had this video up on my screen. Yeah, I must have been showing this to somebody. But I figure, here, I'll play this for y'all. This is Tic Tac is dead. Go out there and I want you to find Tic Tac and get my car. Okay? I don't care what you gotta do, find Tic Tac and bring me my car. I don't care what you gotta do. I don't care what you got to do, find Tic Tac and bring me my car. All right. I'm gonna bring that nigga in your car, sir. I'm gonna bring him dead or alive. I'm gonna cut his balls and bring it into my hands for you. And I'll bring your car, sir. I want my car. I don't know what the fuck he talking about bringing balls. I'm waiting for in my car. It's a gay killer. It's a gay killer. Huh? I've waited my whole life for this. I'm gonna bring TikTok back. Yes. Dead and alive. With his tentacles in my hands. Now bring a car. I will go and I will tear his family up. I will go to his wife and give her blood infection, sir. I will do whatever it takes to make you happy. I'm going to bring back his testicles in your car, sir. Your car and his balls, dead or alive. Okay, look. See, is finished. Yeah, that's why I was talking to T about this. Come on, Papa, let's go handle it. I don't want nothing. Don't bring nothing in your hand. Come with your hands up like this when you come. Just bring my car. I got you, boss. Don't let him round Tic Tac's family. It's finished. Yes. It's finished. Okay, go. He's not with you. He's nothing with me. That nigga is dead. D.U.D. Boss. Now. I'm going to get him now. Get the car. No balls. Don't even touch it. Your balls in that car. Bring the car. Bring the car. Dad! 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 I'll be back, son. Don't buy Tic Tac. I'm dead. I'm gonna send you to South Carolina, son. I'm dead.
Not South Carolina.
My balls hurt. Oh, I love that movie. That shit's so funny.
Oh, so I'll be on AM Wake Up tomorrow morning. It'll just be me and Charles because Steve is traveling, so that we will be in Tennessee this weekend. I will be live at the Third Eye Carnival with Steve.
What? You're gonna be there?
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna drive down. I definitely am. I'm cooking. So if y'all ever wanted to taste my motherfucking food, I'm barbecuing. I'm bringing my pilot of hard R barbecue. We will be having a roasted serrano and roasted jalapeno barbecue sauce. It's sweet and heat. It's my sweet heat. So I'll be cooking for the Third Eye Carnival. I'll be on a panel with Steve. I'm doing some comedy on Saturday night. I might dip out a little early just because I got four-legged babies. But I will be there next weekend, y'all, live in full effect. So if you ever wanted to meet me, see me, and you happen to be coming, please come. Um, Obviously, if you're on my Instagram, you probably seen I put a video of me at the rodeo up there. I was turning up, having a good old time, get a little boot and scooting time. So if you haven't, please follow me on Instagram. It's voodoo
And
underscore in.
why old girl staring down your camera like she the star?
Girl, because she is. That's Janelle. That's the white girl that's been on everybody's page, TikTok, that everybody's in an uproar about.
I'm like, damn.
Yes.
Chill. Why are you trying to be so in the camera? Go somewhere.
I know, but that's my girl. She good people. She's good people. I'm happy that she shared the stage with me, especially with all her stardom. She's been getting millions and millions of likes every fucking day. So it was
Really?
great being able, yeah. So it's been great being able to like share the light with her. She's really humble. She's really dope. Um, but I had a great time at the rodeo in South Carolina, in Florence, to make it a repo joke. I had a good time in South Carolina. You'll probably catch me at more rodeos throughout the summer. That's my jam. And yeah, I can't wait to come talk to y'all and possibly get my internet cut off next week.
Oh
So
wow. Well,
please.
let Steve know also that I want to get this set up with him, so we're streaming over there on AM Wake Up. But I'm just trying to get I was trying to hopefully that this was going to run smooth. Which I guess technically, I mean, worst case scenario, I can always switch onto my phone, but still, I we will be getting this set up so that we will be streaming the show on AM Wake Up also.
Yes, we will be on the AM Wake Ups channel. Wait, what is it? Slow News Day. We'll be on the Slow News Day channel as well
Mhm.
on Rockfin. I'm gonna set it up so we can be on Corn Hub and Twitch. We're gonna get on everything because everybody needs to
And
hear us popping our shit.
what I'll do is after we get off here, I will give you the hookup so that you'll be able to, handle it. That way you can just while you're doing that, you can just get with Steve and have him run you through it since y'all be, right there with each other.
Hell yeah.
All
Hell
right, cool.
yeah.
Well, I guess that's all I got. I'm sorry for interrupting. I don't know if you still have more you were plugging.
Uh, nah, that's all I got right now. I'm about to go get on Assassin's Creed. If y'all want to watch my Twitch, I'm just gonna be playing as the new Assassin's Creed. I'm pretty pissed off that they don't have you playing as Yasuke as your main character, but what can you say? DEI had an issue with it, I guess.
Well, all right. That's all I got, and I got some stuff that I'm working on. Oh yeah, that's right. I'll talk to you off camera, but
Okay.
yeah, this has been the Political Matrix. I am Marcus Young Morpheus Cage here with
Voodoo in nature. Woo!
exactly, and we are the Political Matrix. Y'all have a good weekend. I mean, the rest of the weekend, and y'all have a good week, man. Y'all stay blessed. And I'm not sure if I will be on or not next week. It'll probably just be Teal running things. Um, but I will let y'all. I'll talk to you about it too.
All right. Peace
All
out,
right.
guys. Have a great week. And yes, I want to talk about the hoodies too. So you're not alone. So we'll get some merch coming. Promise.
Uh, yes, yes, yes. We will. Oh yeah, and Nina DM me. Uh, yeah, just DM me. All right,
Night,
y'all.
guys.
Peace.